Hello, ladies and Germanies. We are back for a Sunday paradigm. Just a quick, I don't know, most of you probably notice this particular camera over here is not working. Mr. Trashman, aka Alessandro's computer has crapped itself, so we have no camera, but he's here. Say hello, Trash. Trash.
Hello.
There he is. So he's here, just without a camera. So you won't be able to see Trash's beautiful face tonight. I'm sorry, people. I'm just going to have to put up with his sexy voice instead. But, again, thank you everyone for turning up last Wednesday for the Curse of Strahd campaign, session 1. That went exceptionally well with the introduction of the new character Adok and the traversing into the Durst Manor with the group. Obviously this week, episode 49 of our homebrew campaign, and with the 50th next week. So next week what we're going to do is Het, aka our resident bard, is going to be what are you going to be referencing for next Sunday's show for a competition of a free Steam game?
I'm going to see how many Metallica song titles I can get into sentences.
Okay, so the thing is for the viewers, and I'll talk about this again at the break. So when the rest, because we do have more viewers turning up throughout the show, but essentially what it'll be is throughout the course of episode 50, which will be next Sunday night, we will be counting how many references Het makes of Metallica songs. You will count those references, you will DM me in the Discord or on my Twitter, and the person that either matches or gets the closest to the first person to give me the right or correct answer will win a free Steam game, or a couple of free Steam games. I've got a whole bunch I can give away. So make sure you're watching next week's show for that. Again, I will talk about it again at the break and at the end of the show, and obviously we'll talk about it again at the start of next week's show, and probably on Wednesday night's show as well. What happened to Trash? I know there he is. No, Trashy left. God damn it. Hopefully he will rejoin. We'll go through the pro... Oh, he's back. You made it back. What did you do? Trashy.
It crashed.
You're just not having much luck, are you?
Nope.
Well, if you crash, just jump back in when you can. We'll deal with it. So, without further ado, we should get back into the Dur stuff. We'll turn our Moosak on. We will turn over to our EM of the evening, and we will get into tonight's recap. Voila. So, ladies and Germanies, last episode we saw you're heading into the frozen north of the realms, the harsh snowy peaks and valleys not worrying some of you it seemed, but one or two were suffering the cold somewhat. After several hours of travel you discovered a large footprint in the snow, not able to discern which way it was travelling, but it was pointed in the rough direction you were already going. After some time, we discovered yet another single footprint in the snow, which seemed relatively odd. Single-legged being of this size, wandering around in the snowy forest. A storm soon started to roll in from the northeast, and it was determined that shelter must be sought. Reaching the crest of a hill, Sadiq was the first to spy what turned out to be an abandoned mining camp. Corpses of a few horses and a lone dwarf were found upon investigation, seemingly from the Vallon Mining Company, but they'd been here a long time and were long dead. You reused the camp, sorting out the tents, building a bit of a wind shear to protect you from the harsh, cold winter winds, and you set in for the evening. During the course of the evening, through the watches, Fiala, through the night, thought she heard something possibly in the wind. Wasn't sure. The wind was quite loud and blowing through them. She wasn't 100% sure. But in the morning, 2 frost giants revealed themselves, asking why you were here and why you were seeking the master. And shortly thereafter, the magical ward that was hiding the lair of Evldoa the White was revealed, and she spoke through one of your companions. After a bit of conversation and what seemed to be a bit of a test, asking which of you would be willing to sacrifice yourselves for whatever cause you were fighting for, you all saying that you would sacrifice yourselves, which seemed to please the White Drake. And with that, Fiela's form dropped and shifted and changed, and standing before you was Evldoa the White, also known the Champion of Men. You were then invited into her lair, and it was discovered that some items and some gold was handed over to you. You all discovered a broken solitary egg, which seemed to hold some emotional connection with Evldoa. You're not 100% sure whether it was hers or not. You can only assume. Evldoa then spoke to Alessandris and handed over a pair of magical rapier, which belonged to her parents, it seems. Her parents' armor were also encased in sort of a shrine in this place. Inarie was then outed as a member of the Fang, sent to find and assassinate Evldoa and also Alessandris if she did not complete her contract. Alessandris, in a show of loyalty to Evldoa, then took a dagger from her belt and carved into her own skin, removing the Fang's seal from her skin, undoubtedly sealing her fate. With that, Het and Evldoa had a bit of a discussion about what had happened and where things were going from here. Het then left the lair and spent the evening outside for most of the evening, returning only to remain in the anterior chamber as you all bed down in the antechamber which Fiela had prepared for you. And this is where we rejoin the story and the lines in the middle of the evening. You haven't retired yet. I think you were all about to retire when we ended last week's show. So Het's not there. You're not sure where he is. You, Sadiq, Fiela, Alessandris, and Inarie are sitting in the antechamber. There's a fireplace running. It's been very well made. There's even a little sort of hole in the roof where the smoke seems to be exhausting out of the cave, so that it doesn't suffocate you all with toxic fumes. But this is where we rejoin our crew. So it's now over to you guys. You are all sitting in this antechamber. You're not sure where Het is. He's just not there. You can only assume that he wants to be by himself.
Everyone's still asleep, I guess.
No one's actually gone to sleep yet. You're all awake.
Oh.
This is before you have turned in for evening. So, basically, if anything you guys wish to discuss before turning in for the evening, now's the time.
Inarie, I'm gonna ask you again. Where's your mark?
It's a magical one. I already told you you can't see it.
No, you didn't tell us it was magical. You said it's
I'm
not where
telling
it...
you, yeah. It's just you can't see it.
Am I with them, or am I
Yeah.
still sitting by the egg? Okay.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, we left you. You were sitting at the egg. But I'll assume you would join them at some point.
If we can't see it, then how do you take it off? Or do you even want to take it off?
I can't take it off.
Why is that?
It'll go when I die.
Doesn't sound like a good idea. So are we turning in for the evening and deal with all this? By the way, where is Head?
That's a good point. Where did it go?
Het is out in the cold, where he likes it. I think he wants to be left alone.
Okay.
So is that all you wish to?
So I imagine I have my own little place. Probably I'm gonna go. And
Yeah, you would.
Sleep.
Chill out.
I mean, this is your lair, so you could go anywhere in this lair. If you
You
felt
muted, Liv.
if you felt threatened by any way, shape, or means, I would imagine you would retire to a part of your lair that they would not know how to get to. But you would definitely have several places within this mountain, because you have been hunted for all these years. This lair is huge. You have expanded it. You have built several different cabins. This is just one of many. So it is up to you whether you wish to remain with the group this night or move to what you perceive to be a more secure location.
yeah, I'm gonna move to a more secure location for the night.
So with that, Fiala stands and excuses herself. She doesn't tell you where she's going, but she just nods in recognition to you all and leaves the antechamber. And as she leaves, what you guys do here is a few moments after she walks out of the chamber, you hear the beating of large leathery wings. A sudden gust of cold air circulates through the chamber and then is gone. And then you hear just that beating of those wings sort of disappear into the distance. And then nothing but quiet, but the occasional sort of cold. You don't get the coldness through here, but you get that howling of wind through the cabins on occasion.
Just saying, if we had known she was a dragon in the first place, traveling around this realm would have been.
Would have been what? You cut off, Donald.
I'm assuming he would have meant easier. Because,
I would have
yeah.
thought would have been a target of attack, maybe.
You're not there. Go away.
So much easier, I reckon.
No. If we.
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad, Trash. I think he may crash again at some point.
Awesome.
Yeah, the school laptops aren't the best laptops in
No,
the universe. But yes,
It's
yes.
cheap. You bought.
Trash, what you might have to do is just type to me in the Discord, in the Skype, what you want to do, and I'll relay it if we're having trouble hearing you, dude.
I'll turn the video off.
Yeah, or just turn your video off and just stay in voice.
He left instead, or it crashed.
Or it crashed.
Oh,
Or actually, might even be able to get him in Discord just on voice.
Hello.
Hello.
yeah.
Hello.
Oh, this is so annoying.
Trash. Unmute yourself on Discord, dude. I will join Discord, and we'll get your voice through Discord. Drop out of Skype.
I'm on my phone right now.
Well, that's better. We'll try that.
Okay.
Sweet, that works. Sorry, guys, we
Using a
got
phone
some
for
technological
communication.
difficulties here. So yeah, with that, Alessandros expresses that obviously if she had revealed herself earlier, you could have been travelling a lot easier through the realms potentially.
Yes, but at the same time, she would be hunted a lot more.
Again, I was just saying.
It'd also be good if the teleporters went exactly where we wanted them to go, and then teleport straight back to another place too. But wishes and all the other crap doesn't do anything. But yeah, it's all good. We know who she is now. All of us, at least. I've known for a while. So,
Did you say you've known for a while?
yes, I found out in Amaris. She showed herself to me then. I've known for a while.
Oh, okay.
Getting a bit of interference through your shit. Trash. Again, just mute yourself when you're not talking, buddy.
You need to unmute yourself when you are talking, sweetie.
Thanks, Trash.
Yeah, she's cool. And on that note, I'm gonna go to rest.
Okay. So, with that, you all turn in for evening. Most of you sleep reasonably well. Alessandros, you sleep okay, but it's uncomfortable because you have a giant wound in your arm where you just, even though you were healed somewhat, you have a very substantial wound in your arm where you removed your seal. Whether you believe Inarie that she can't remove her seal or not in the same way, you're not 100% sure, but
Trust issues.
Yeah, you don't really trust her. So when you do go to sleep, whether you actually sleep is up to you. Whether you try to remain awake to keep an eye on her, your choice. But the rest of you do sort of bed down, and like there's been places set out in here with furs and that, so you could all sleep.
While everybody's sleeping, I'm going to go into my bag.
Yeah.
And get my climbing hammer. I'll sneak over to Ellie. I'm going to twack her in the head.
So you're going to attempt to attack Alessandros while she
Well,
sleeps.
attempt to attack Alessandros while she's asleep.
Please don't talk with a mouthful. It is really
Sorry,
something
Lolly.
I really do not like. You.
That's actually go to sleep, which I wasn't going to.
So yeah. So firstly, roll a stealth check. Trash, roll a perception check, please. That'd be perception versus stealth.
14.
It's getting there.
I know it'll take you a little longer than usual.
Chance.
Did you get a natural 1?
Maybe.
Seriously, did you get a natural 1?
Yes.
Oh no!
And the max roll for that was 10.
So you still got it with a natural 1. You still got a 10. Well, that's not so bad. I mean, but a natural 1 is not always a fail. I mean, it's bad, but a 10 versus a 14. You don't hear her walk up to you. Like, she manages to traverse the cavern and stands over you. Inarie, as you raise the climbing axe, do you even have a climbing axe? Because I don't think you do.
Oh.
You got to make sure
Hammer.
that when you
Hammer.
yeah. Well, is it a climbing
it's a
hammer or is
hammer.
it just a hammer? You said a climbing
It's a
hammer.
hammer.
You said a
It's a
climbing.
piton.
That's not a hammer. You know what a piton is? It's a spike that you put into a
Oh
wall.
no, hang on, it's just a hammer. Sorry, gear adventure gear. The piton is underneath it. Shush. I'm getting there.
So just a hammer, right? So just a regular
It's a
old
hammer.
hammer.
Regular
Right.
old hammer.
Thank you. Just be aware you know what's in your inventory before you start ad-libbing on your inventory. But yeah, so you got your hammer. You turn it around because even in this realm, your hammer, you got a hammer. You got the hammer part on one side, you've got a bit of a claw or a spike for removing nails on the other. So you turn it around knowing that you're going to do more damage with that spiked end. You raise it up, and just as you're about to bring the hammer down on the base of Alessandros' skull, fulfilling your contract, Alessandros, you turn, and I'll give you one chance as a reaction. As the hammer's coming down, you turn and see it coming. So I'll give you a dexterity saving throw to avoid being hammered in the head with this hammer.
So I get a 15.
Yes.
But is the room dimly lit?
You can only do one thing in the reaction. The reaction is to avoid the damage. It is dimly lit, however. What were you thinking?
Yeah, because I can do shadow step at will.
Ah, yes, of course you can. So it is dimly lit. It is nighttime. So I would imagine, yeah, I would allow it. Where do you shadow step to, and what do you do?
Inarie.
Repeat that, sorry?
Shadow step behind Inarie.
You got to realise you are sleeping, so you do not have your armour on. Because no one sleeps in their armour, and you probably do not have your weapons. You would probably have gone to sleep with a dagger in hand, I would imagine, at this point, if you didn't trust her. So you've now stepped behind her. So Inarie, what you see is as you bring the hammer down, and it goes chink into ice and fur, and you're looking, and it's like, fuck, she's gone.
Shit.
With that, with even that sound, Sadiq, would you roll a perception check, please, at disadvantage to see if the sound of the hammer hitting the ice wakes you?
8.
8. You stir, but don't wake. Alessandros, you now get a chance to attack before we go into initiative. That you've now got the element of surprise, because you're now standing behind Inarie. What do you wish to do? You do not have your armor on, and you have a single dagger in your hand.
So I just attacked.
Okay, so you will get advantage on the attack, and you will get sneak attack. Inarie, you are also not wearing your armor, as everyone who goes to bed does not go to bed in their armor. So remember, remove your armor to adjust your AC in your sheet so that you know what it is. And Alessandros, make your attack with advantage.
5 to hit.
How much? Sorry.
25 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah, that hits. And roll your damage and your sneak attack damage.
So that's a 6 on the dagger.
Yeah.
With a 12 sneak attack.
So you take 18 points of piercing damage as Alessandros drives her dagger into your lower back, just above the kidneys, opening a rather nasty wound. And with that, we will roll initiative. So Inarie and Alessandros, could you please both roll initiative? Sadiq, I'll get you to roll initiative as well, because I'm assuming once they get into it, they will wake you. Fiala and Het. Fiala, you would not hear it from where you are. But Het, from where you are, probably not either, actually. You're quite a distance away, so I would say at this point you probably don't hear anything unless things get loud. So I'll keep you guys to one side for the moment. But initiative orders, please. Alessandros.
25.
25. Inarie.
8.
8. And Sadiq.
21.
21. So with that, now in initiative order, you have managed to get your first attack away, Alessandros, dealing some damage, and you get yourself into a fighting stance, getting ready to defend yourself further against this attacker, and you're a little bit quicker than she is. She may have been around for longer than you, but whether it's the fact that you've just found out some very valuable information about your parents, whether it's your blood or just the will to survive, you seem to have gotten the drop on her. So I will allow you your regular attacks as being the top of the initiative order against Inarie. Remember, you both do not have your armor on, so your AC will be lower. Inarie, did you just have the hammer in your hand?
Yeah, but
So
I've got movement
But that will be your only weapon. Will be your hammer.
for now.
For now, if you can make it to your pack or to where you were sleeping to weaponize yourself. So Alessandros, all you have is your dagger at this point, but you are able to make your regular attacks as per normal.
All right, doing the next attack. 11 to hit.
Does 11 hit?
No.
11 is a miss.
I believe I get another attack. Do I not?
Well, you get your standard attack now. This is a standard attack turn.
Yeah. So yeah, I do get a second.
So you get 2 attacks in your attack action, plus you'll get a bonus. You won't get a bonus because you only have the 1 weapon, so you will just get the 2.
24 to hit.
Oh no, that hits.
So this one's just a standard main hand attack,
Yeah.
so the 1d4 plus 2.
So that's 4 damage.
So you take another 4 points of piercing damage as Alessandros readies herself, misses with the first attack, you dodge, but then she strikes you just on the upper arm, opening another wound. With that, Sadiq, can I get you to roll another perception check, this time just a straight roll? Because now they're getting into it, there is noise, there's scuffling. You guys can have a verbal exchange on your turns if you wish, just a 6-second verbal exchange.
I thought you couldn't be trusted, Inarie.
You should do your job properly.
And 17.
And with that, you do indeed wake as you hear the words exchange between Inarie and Alessandros. Your eyes blink open, you sort of half-way sit up, and you see Alessandros standing unarmored, dagger at the ready, blood on her dagger. Inarie standing there with a hammer, also without armor, ready in attack positions. You yourself are also without your armor, but your armor and your weapons are at hand. It will take you 5 minutes to don your armor, however, but your weapon is right there. If you wish to get yourself involved, you are next on the initiative order, so it is your turn.
Oh, I'm gonna just grab my greatsword and go into the initiative.
So you're going to attack Inarie?
Yep.
You're going to move into attack. So you obviously have no armor, so your armor class is lower, so make note of that.
Yeah, I've already taken it off.
So your sword and all your other, your abilities with your sword remain. You are still able to do what you normally do. So make your attack.
22.
That does hit.
Okay. Uh, 14 damage.
You take 14 points of slashing damage as Sadiq strikes out at you with his greatsword.
Slashing and electrical.
Oh, and electrical damage. So you put, which right did you put on your sword? Was that part of the sword?
The electrical right.
Okay. So you take lightning damage and slashing damage as you are struck by Sadiq's greatsword from the side. Your second attack, sir.
And a brand would have just shown up on her skin too.
What's the brand?
It's the Crimson brand. I know
Ah,
exactly where she is
Okay.
at all times. If she attacks, Yeah, if she attacks me or someone else within 5 feet, she takes 3 points of psychic damage.
Right. Okay. So we just make note of that. So your second attack.
Oh, that was so close. 14.
14.
It landed on 8, so I see I see the 20 just above it. Which is,
So does 14
No,
hit?
you got me.
14
you
does
got
hit.
me. Just.
So your damage.
That would be 14 damage.
So a further 14 points of slashing and lightning damage.
Why do I have to go? Why do I roll so badly? If I've gone first and fine.
So with that, Sadiq, do you have anything to say in your 6 seconds?
Nope.
Nope. You're just standing there, weapon ready to attack again as you have finished your attack against Inarie. Inarie, you now have a return attack. You have 2 opponents now facing you. Your objective obviously is Alessandra, so I assume you're just going to continue to attack her.
Yeah. Can I reach my scimitar?
Not from where you're standing. If you wish to move to it, you will take 2 attacks of opportunity because you are in melee combat with 2 assailants.
I'm just gonna have a go at her with the hammer again. Then I don't know what to roll to hit.
Just with a hammer to be roll a d20 plus your hang on, where's your things here? So with a hammer, you'd be using your unarmed strike to hit, so it'll be a +4 to hit.
Okay, so if I'll just.
But the damage would be the same as a dagger, so it'll be a d4 plus your dexterity modifier, so d4 plus 4. The damage.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Considering the dice hate me this evening, so that's a 6.
That is a miss, but you do get 2 attacks. You get a second attack. Well, you get 3 attacks in this turn because of your feat.
17.
Hit.
That hits, and your damage. So 1d4 plus 4 will be your damage for this weapon.
1d4 plus 4. Hang on, 1d4. Where's my d4? Oh no, it's a d6. Hang on. Ah! Okay. First damage is 1d4 plus 4 is 8.
And your second attack, or your last attack, sorry, 1 missed.
Oh god. 2.
That also misses. So Inarie,
Or 6, sorry.
you've taken some substantial damage from your opponents, and you're not used to wielding a hammer for one. Probably not the best choice of weapons to try and assassinate someone, even while they were sleeping. In hindsight, you sort of think to yourself, maybe I should have just grabbed my scimitar and tried to cut a head off. I mean, it would have made more sense. But
Maybe I should have just grabbed my longbow and just shot her from across the room.
well, that would have made
easier.
sense too. But with that, you make your strikes, and one of them is deflected, the other you just miss completely. You do manage to hit her in sort of the upper chest area with a hammer, and it causes a little bit of damage, but nothing too substantial. So we're now back at the top of the initiative order. Hit, from where you are now, can you roll a perception check at disadvantage, please? Because you are quite a distance away.
Okay. That is 13.
13. From your position, you stir. You're having a pretty restless sleep anyway. But, yeah, you do not hear what's going on from your current position. So you're still remaining asleep at this point.
Okay.
Alessandris, it is back to your turn.
I'm going to continue with the dagger.
Yep. Well, it's the only weapon you have, so you know that you could get to your other weapons easily with your abilities, but it's up to you what you do.
I'm going to cause some suffering here.
Okay,
Oh, thanks.
make your 2 attacks.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Yep.
And
6 damage.
you also get sneak attack on this because you have an ally within 5 feet of your opponent, so you will add your sneak attack damage to this attack as well. So you take 6 points of piercing damage initially from the initial attack,
13 damage.
and further 13 points of piercing damage with the sneak attack. So that's a total of 19. Your second attack,
21 to hit.
that also hits.
That hits.
4 damage.
with a further 4 points of damage. So total of 23 points of damage as Alessandros steps forward again and deftly stabs you in the lower abdomen and then retracts it and then stabs you in the thigh. You get the impression that she's not really trying to kill you at this point. She seems to be aiming at spots that there are no arteries, no organs. She's just, and the look on her face, she wants to cause you pain. She is angry.
I just smile at her.
With that, we move to the next initiative order. Sadiq, you're up. Inarie, you're on board after that. Sadiq, your attack, sir.
19 to hit.
That does hit.
19 damage.
19 points of slashing V lightning damage as well. You also take 3 points of psychic damage from your earlier attack on Alessandros. So add that as well.
At this point, I'm going to look at Sadiq and say you should have just kept out of it, and I'm going to collapse.
Are you unconscious?
I'm unconscious.
I'm a coup de grace.
You're going to continue? Make your next
Yep.
attack at advantage?
No.
Do you try and stop him, Alessandros?
Yes.
What, say what you're going to say.
Let me do it.
Alright.
So do you stand back and allow Alessandros to continue?
Yep.
So Sadiq, you step back and put your weapon
So
down.
over to my parents' rapiers,
Yes.
pick them up,
Yep.
and shove both of them to either side of the chest.
Right. I'm not even going to get you to roll this. This will kill Inarie outright. Sadiq, you're standing there and you watch as Inarie collapses to the ground in front of you, and Alessandros, you look over at her and you can see that her eyes are welling up with emotion, not tears of remorse or sadness, but more tears of anger. Like the emotion that is flowing through her right now is very, very, very much evident. She, with a purpose, walks slowly over to where she was sleeping, draws her parents' rapiers from the sheaths, walks back over to Inarie's unconscious body. I would imagine at this point, Alessandros, you probably splash water on her face or give her something to wake her so that she can see it coming. So you feed her, we'll say you feed her a health potion, brings her back to 1 hit point. Inarie, your eyes flutter open as you look up into Alessandros' face. The face that is currently a male face, as the form she has been taking all this time. That form slowly drops into her natural changeling form. She then raises both rapiers. Do you say anything, Trash, at this point?
I do. Oh, well, I
Not
was going
you,
to say something.
yeah.
Not me? Okay. I want.
Or do you say anything at this point? You know what's coming. Do you say anything?
It's good to see you can actually kill something.
Ooh. Alessandros, what do you say in reply before you
Nothing,
drive
just
your
plunge
rapiers?
Just plunge them.
So Inarie, what you see is Alessandros just looks at you virtually, not emotionless, just with absolute anger and hatred as she drives both rapiers into your chest. The life drains from your body, your eyes roll back in your head, and nothing but darkness thereafter. Alessandros, you plunge your rapiers into Inarie's chest to the point with enough force that they run right through her body, out the back and into the ice below. You both hear that audible shink as they both embed into the ice. And you watch the life leave her body. You watch her, she's looking at you, you both eyes locked, and within a few seconds, as the blood starts to pool beneath her, her eyes roll back and you hear that final breath. Do you say anything at this point?
Yes. See you in hell.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Inarie is dead.
Is that the sounds of Trashy crying?
I'm just laughing at chat.
What's the dust? Alright,
So,
yeah.
we now leave initiative. Sadiq and Inarie, Sadiq and Alessandris, you are now standing in the antechamber by yourselves. Alessandris, you have a couple of superficial wounds, nothing too serious. But you now are both standing with the body of Inarie at your feet. Yeah, you hang out in the Skype chat, Nutty.
Oh, yeah, so you can't see me on
Yeah,
screen
just
anyway.
keep. Yeah, I've turned your camera off, so keep yourself muted for the time being. But hang out with us and listen to the show, remainder of the show. But yes, so with that, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go put my armor on, and then go out and see Het.
Okay, so you take 5 minutes. You put on your armor. Do you gather your weapons and pack and everything as well, or just your
Oh
armor?
yeah, fully
Kit.
kit up again.
And you head out to try and find Het. You know he's out in the outside somewhere, or you assume he's outside. You're not entirely sure where he is. So it takes you a little while. You as you wander out, you kind of spy him, sort of sitting halfway, lying against one of the outer walls of this the outer chamber here. Still asleep. He hasn't.
In his armor.
In his armor. Well, there you go. He's sleeping in his armor. He's not on a bed. He's literally sitting up against the wall, head bowed, probably maybe covered with his cloak a little bit, but in his armor.
DM, Het will take the
Take the
exhaustion for wearing his armor and not being able to sleep properly.
Okay, mark that down. Yeah, so it's still the middle of the night, but Sadiq, you do manage to find him. Alessandris, did you go with him, or are you staying where you are? Trashy.
Sorry, what was that?
Are you going with Sadiq at this point, or are you staying in the antechamber?
Staying in the antechamber, gonna armor up and just gonna sit on my roll. Bedroll.
Cool. You do that, and Sadiq, you eventually find Het, as I say, seated against the wall. He's asleep, but he's restless.
I'm gonna kick his foot to wake him up.
And Het, you were asleep, but you weren't asleep. You were sort of dozing. You've been thinking about stuff. You're not really asleep. So you wake relatively easily.
What do you want?
Just to tell you, it didn't even take Inarie one night to try to turn on us. So she's dead. And then I turn around and walk back.
Wait. She attacked you?
No, she attacked Ellie.
Well,
And we took her out.
and the heroes are now down to 3.
3. There's 4 of us dead.
And these 4 you name are...
You, me, Ellie, and Fiona.
We will see.
What? Are you gonna leave us?
Oh no. I will see this through to the end. I said to Yildri that I would be the sacrifice, and I stand by my word. But as we can see, this group we are with is very untrustworthy, Sadiq. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you work for the Black Fang?
No. I work for the Blood Order.
Good. I like you. That would mean if you turn against me, I will kill you last.
Fair enough. I don't think we're going to have to fight it out. Ed.
I
Our
would hope
paths
not.
are the same thing. But, no, I'm going to bed.
Yes, I am also very tired. I don't think I will sleep, though.
Fair enough. See you in the morning.
So with that,
I will watch the door.
so with that, you return to the antechamber. Het stays where he is. Do you remain in your armor for the rest of the evening?
No,
No.
strip back off and
Strip
go
back
back
off.
to bed.
Okay.
Because
So yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, if you sleep in your armor, you're not going to have a good night's sleep, and you're probably going to suffer exhaustion. Alessandros, at this point, what are you doing before retiring?
Yeah, I get out of my armor and climb into bed.
You weren't in your armor to begin with, so that's fine. But we get what you mean. It's all good. So you're just going to leave Inarie's body in the middle of the antechamber for the night?
Yep.
Not going to cover up.
Actually,
No.
when I was going out to see Het, I dragged her out.
Okay, so you drag her out into the main chamber.
Yep.
So with that, you return to your slumber. Alessandros, your sleep is relatively sound this evening. You seem more at peace than usual. Some form of redemption has been had at the death of someone you obviously tried to kill you, but you believe may have had a hand in the death of your parents, possibly, as being a member of the Fang. You still have questions that you may need to talk to Evldoa/Fiala about in regards to that, but you have a much better sleep than you think you would have otherwise. So I think you sleep like a baby. It's just another day. You're not really surprised after the information of the previous day. It really has come at no surprise that Inarie was going to attack one of you, or if not all of you. I think you were kind of expecting it. So you sleep like a baby. Het, on the other hand, you are plagued with dreams of memories going back to first meeting Fiala, Sadiq, Inarie, trying to rack your memory of signs and inklings that they may have not been what they initially seemed. Are they my friends? Were they even my friends? Obviously now, knowing what you know about Inarie, you can safely say that she was never really a friend. She was there for a reason and purpose. Sadiq seems on the level. Fiala has been deceitful with you, but you kind of understand why at the same time. You get why she had to be deceitful, but it still hurts nonetheless. So throughout the night, then again, as you sort of drift to sleep, you wake again and thoughts of your family and the horrific ways that they died at the hands of Kosis, under Osmodius' order, the Dark Paladin beheading them one by one. The Dark Paladin you believing to be another friend that turned on you. So you do suffer that level of exhaustion. You do not sleep well at all. Morning comes. You all wake. Het, you are generally probably awake before anybody else because you didn't really sleep anyway. Is there anything you wish to do before anyone else wakes?
Yes. Het would see the body of Inarie in the main chamber.
Yes.
Het will just grab it by the scruff of its neck and drag it outside to the nearest long cliff face or drop off and just hoist it off the edge.
I would say Het's strong enough to do that. Inarie wasn't exactly a large elf. I mean, she was elven, so she was quite slight. So yeah, I mean, she's not wearing any of her armor. She obviously attacked without her armor. I mean, you can see she suffered some pretty horrific wounds and the wounds in her chest, you can roughly determine that it wasn't it would have been pretty painful the way she died, and you're kind of glad that she was in that kind of pain. And yeah, you do exactly what you say. It takes you a little while because it's a fair hike from the cave to the exterior, and then to find the suitable location to hoist her body off, as you say. It probably takes you about an hour or so, an hour and a half to do that. But you do manage to do it. And
Hit watch as the body hits rock face snow, down as it tumbles into nothingness and breaks into pieces as it goes.
yeah, it's pretty jagged peaks up here, so you're probably not wrong in that respect. It would have been a pretty brutal drop with jagged ice drifts and things, so it would have been a lot of red splatters along the way, and then a final sort of thump as she hits probably a bit of a deep snowdrift at the bottom. But yes, a very broken body left at the base of this mountain face.
Hit will then pull forth his little grey skull, open up to see the compass inside, and he will say, "She now goes south of the heavens." Closes it back up, puts it in his pack, and heads back to the cave.
And as you head back, you get a sense that someone was listening when you spoke those words. Definitely not the Steel Lady. Someone else. And you get the sense that that they may help you in that particular request, which gives you some comfort. You return back to the chamber. By this time, Sadiq and Inarie, you are both probably awake. The fire in your chambers would probably have been out, so you'd have to restart it. There's wood and tinder and everything there available.
Inarie, use Inarie.
Inarie's dead.
Alessandra, sorry. It's habit, come on. She's sitting in the video with me. I can still see her in the video.
Just ignore her. Throw her up in the top line, and you'll be okay. I'm going to be going through Inarie's pack to get out the horn and stuff that she was carrying.
Yes. So I will bring up her equipment. So in her back, she had the blazing bowstring.
I'm going to hand that to Ali and say, well, I'm going to hand the whole bow because
Yes, there was
vicious longbow.
there was the vicious longbow as well.
Okay.
Yes, so there was a vicious longbow, the blazing bowstring, the horn of Valhalla, which is the silver horn of Valhalla, a studded leather +1. He had a potion of cure poison.
I'll take that.
She had 77 arrows. Holy crap, that's a lot of arrows. She had 1 potion of healing. 50 feet of 50 feet of hempen rope. 1 scimitar, which is just a standard scimitar, and then she had the usual backpack stuff. So she had piton, she had a ration, she had 17 rations. She had a tinderbox, a torch, water skin, and she had 1 vial of poison too.
I'll give the vial. I'll identify it using my alchemist so that I know that it's actually poison.
Yeah, she
and
would have
then
told.
give it to
Actually,
Ali.
no, she wouldn't have told you about it. It's just a standard poison, so it's 2d6 poison damage over 2 rounds with a con save using your spell DC.
Yeah.
If you
And
don't have
I'll
a spell
also
DC, it'll be your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus.
And I give Ali the 16 arrows as well.
77 arrows.
No, I took 15
Okay.
and gave him 16.
So with that, she also had on her 47 gold.
Give that to Ali.
Okay. So make sure you write these down, guys.
Well, I've taken the horn.
Yeah.
15 the arrows. Gave Ellie the bow and the bowstring, which is on the bow.
Yeah.
But it's not on the bow when it comes to D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's not on you when you use the bowstring. You're using the bowstring as the stats because it's 3 charges.
So what's the name of the bowstring again?
It's a blazing bowstring. So essentially, what it does, it's a bowstring that is enchanted. When activated, it makes the arrow that is fired from it ignite in flames and deal additional flame damage. So essentially, what you do is you use your vicious longbow like normal, but then if you activate the bowstring, then you use the bowstring stats for the attack.
Cool.
Because it's got 3 charges, which recharges after a long rest. She would have had an earring of sending on her, but that is now at the bottom of a cliff because no one thought to take that off her before throwing her off a cliff. So,
Yeah, she can keep it. Although I still know exactly where she is.
you do, because she does have the branding. You use branding smite on her, so you do know exactly where her body is, and it's at the base of a 300-foot cliff.
I haven't disabled the brand yet.
She does have also the scroll of the history of the Dragon Wars on her as well. Just the basic sort of stuff like that. But that's pretty much all she had on her.
Whilst they are doing this, Hit is donning the Mizium armor.
Okay. Mark that.
Also, what was it? Studded
Leather plus 1. Yep.
You want that, Ellie?
No.
I think she's already wearing
Yeah, +2.
plus 2 armor, yeah.
I'll take it to sell it.
No, Ellie's still got the bag of holding, so.
Yeah, well, I'll throw it in the bag of holding so we can sell it.
Just keep a note of it because
he can't.
Okay.
I've still got her sheet, so don't panic too much. We can go through it again at a later date because I've still got Inarie sheet active, so. Which I will deactivate Inarie on the extension though, because she's now dead.
Yeah.
She bought it on herself.
She did.
Yep.
She did.
She could have played nice. She decided not to. Seems to be a little bit of a recurring theme on her characters in this campaign, actually.
Should have been in earlier when we were talking about her.
So, with that, Fiala, you then, after a time, rejoin the group. And you're all in the antechamber. The first thing you notice, Ildri / Fiala, is that Inarie's not here. Her pack's there, but she's not there. You do see blood on the chamber floor. You also see that Alessandros, although finishing a long rest, still is sporting a few superficial wounds.
Am I in Fiala form
Yes.
now?
Yep. Generally, for the most part, you're in humanoid form, unless you choose
No.
otherwise. But.
Rush over to Allie and check her to make sure she's okay. Like, just in a panic, making sure she's all right. And
I'm fine.
are you awake? What happened?
She stuck to her contract and tried to fulfill it and failed.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have left either of you here. I should have known better.
No, not your fault. I know what I have to do now.
What is that?
I'm going to take out the Fang.
That's already on the list.
Sadiq, are you all right? Of course you are. You're fine.
I was actually surprised. I thought she would have waited. But no, she went straight into it.
So we've lost information on the Fang then, I suppose.
Yeah, I got the feeling they're going to probably try to come after us anyway, so it's just another thing that that we'll deal with when it gets there.
Is that okay?
It's there with you guys. He's in the room, and he's now wearing different
I'm
armor.
not looking at him. I'm just asking.
you-
Sadiq
okay.
if Het's okay.
Fine. Good. I get it.
I'm gonna point over at Het and go, Het, are you okay?
You would all see Het unbuckling the Mizium armor, and he biffs it on the floor and buckles the steel lady armor back on as you talk. He looks up, he just nods.
So he put the armor on, then took it off again.
Yes,
Okay.
he realized it was far too heavy and clunky for him.
Very cool.
Someone else may have this.
What is it again exactly?
The Mizium armor. I forget. Would you like to regale us what it is? What the Mizium armor is here?
So the Mizium armor is a fanciful armor with extra protection, but it pretty much only comes in the medium armor forward, and the lowest quality one of it even is too heavy for it to carry.
Yeah, so basically it's a suit of reinforced armor with a magically enhanced metal alloy called Mizium. It's made in the Izzet foundries. While wearing it, the armor, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit. In addition, when you are subjected to a magical effect that allows you to make a strength or con save, you take only half damage instead you take no damage on a successful. So basically it makes you immune to crits.
Look at Ali and go, eh? Eh?
You also have to be
Yeah,
reasonably strong to
Yeah.
carry the damn thing.
It is
Yeah.
it is
Right.
medium or
You
heavy.
see?
So you have to be proficient in medium armor.
Which Het is, but it is 45 pounds, which puts Het well over his carrying capacity.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
I'm happy with the armor I've got.
And I've got the scale on.
Yep.
Although the critical hit thing.
Mm.
Wait a minute. Now I have to-
Sadiq now ponders on his decision.
How the hell you spell it?
Mizzzium.
A medium. Oh, there's a breastplate, right?
It is a breastplate, yes.
Continue on. I'm gonna just sit there like
Looking at it.
this armor, red armor, bluish armor.
So while Sadiq sits there and ponders his armor, what are the rest of you doing at this point? You've got some decisions to make.
Het is rebuckling his leather armor.
And that'll take about 5 minutes.
Head, we do have some studded leather +1 armor.
I am currently wearing better armor than that, but thank you, Sadiq. The steel lady provides.
And it is at this point that Sadiq, you receive a message in your mind, a message from Coram. How fare you in the frozen north? Information on Cass Agnond. Please return as soon as you're able. And you can reply to that as well.
Be right there.
Is that all you send?
Also, we're one down because she was a traitorous bitch. And that's about it.
Okay, you don't get any reply in return to that, but okay, that has been said. Do you relay the message to the party?
Yes, word for word.
Okay. Do any of you remember what I just said?
Yes. So I take it we need to go back to Voland.
Works that way. So, you ready to give us a lift back home?
I think people are gonna see a giant white dragon. I could give you a lift at night. That would be easier.
It's okay.
No, I can do it at nighttime. They can't see us.
We don't want to get back there too quick.
Why?
We got horses to pick up in the first place, people. Come on, horses we paid for.
They're still there.
But
Or
we
the-
wouldn't be the lions if we picked up the horses, would we? Hmm? That's
Hey, do you think
okay.
we should go back and pick the horses up?
But we paid for them.
All right,
Normally
we'll
we
pick
don't
up
pay
the
for them,
horses.
so that's one
Okay.
thing. But we paid for these ones. Now the question, DM.
Yes.
Since it's a breastplate, could I wear it over the scale mail that I'm wearing?
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't stack. It's either one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, even if I was to allow it, they wouldn't stack in D&D Beyond anyway.
No, actually you can.
Does the armor stack?
Yeah. Well, no, because it's the AC for the scale mail is 15 and the AC for the breastplate is 14.
So what you're saying
Also,
is
all it does is just add the critical bonus, critical hit.
so it doesn't actually alter your AC?
No, it's still 18.
I'll allow it then.
Cool.
If it's just gonna because what other bonuses do you get from the scale armor? Is it just an AC bonus?
It's an AC bonus plus I can do once per day. No, yeah, once per day. I can work out the distance and direction of the closest red dragon within 30 miles.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'll allow it. I think I'll allow that. I think that's pretty
And-
good. I think it's a good idea.
And I've got a
As long as it doesn't make you,
advantage-
as long as it doesn't make you over encumbered. The one thing I will say, which I think you already get anyway, disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yeah, I've already got that. So
Yeah, so
big deal.
we could go as
And
far as to
also-
say that you automatically fail a stealth check now, wearing 2 lots of heavy armor.
Okay. Oh well, one's medium. Actually, they're both medium.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you're wearing basically a more or less a chain breastplate over top of even though it's a lot lighter, over top of scale mail. So you're gonna jingle a whole lot more, I would imagine. So
I'm gonna make some noise.
So what we'll say
You can-
then,
You can hear Sadiq coming.
yeah, so you will be still at disadvantage on stealth checks, but any stealth check will be at a -2 also.
Oh, so 0. Or
So yeah,
Do
so
that.
you'll have a 0 modifier for your stealth checks at disadvantage.
I've got to try to remember that.
Yeah, well, I'll remember it. So. I mean, you're at disadvantage anyway, so
Oh no, actually, I can override skill. -2.
you should be able to, yeah. So just -2
Learning.
to stealth checks.
Oh, actually, no, not -2. It would be 0 because it actually takes away. the bonus.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's already done.
Sweet. So with that, what is your plans, people? You're talking about your horses.
Heading back to the town to get our horses.
You left
I
them at the
guess.
foot of the hills, the base of the mountain. You tied them off.
No.
Oh no, you sent them
It's-
back. That's right,
Yeah.
you did too. Hint sent them back to Gatton.
Yes.
With his speaking to the animules. I do remember that now. So, what are we doing, guys? Back over to you. Talk it out.
So can we teleport back to Gatton? Anybody?
Don't think so.
How would we do that? We don't have a scroll anymore. We only got one.
Scroll had
Okay.
the scroll had 3 charges, but it only took you to Voland.
Yes. And we want to go to Gatton, not Bellond.
At this point, Fiela, you sort of sitting there listening, talking it out, you notice out of the corner of your eye a dim blue light sort of flicker out in the main chamber. No one else really notices it at this point. Do you go to investigate?
Yes, but I like to motion. You might, Sadiq, with.
Do you follow Sadiq?
Yes, at the same time saying, why the...
I don't trust what I see, so just follow.
Trashy.
And then I go
Mute
look.
yourself, dude.
Okay.
Sounds like he's in trash.
I can't mute myself on my damn phone.
Just shush then. We can hear
Stop moving it
everything that's
around.
going on in the background.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's all good, bud.
okay.
So you move. Do you follow Fiala as she,
Yeah,
she beckons to you?
I follow Fiala.
Does anyone else follow? Seeing Sadiq and Fiala leave the antechamber, heading back towards the main chamber.
Well, they probably would have heard the conversation we just had as well.
Yes.
Here
Yeah.
to follow, but further back.
Okay. Alessandros.
Yeah, same.
So as you return to the main chamber, that flickering blue light that you saw out of the corner of your eye, you see it again over near where your egg is situated. Flashes again, and you all see it. It sort of flickers and flashes, and then out from behind that particular pillar steps a ethereal white stag. And instantly you feel at ease, Fiala, as you recognize this white stag. I don't think anyone else in the party has seen the white stag before, apart from the form that you give your healing stag. So it's very, very similar, just a lot larger than that, but it's very similar to that. So it walks forward a few paces, and then its form slowly shifts. And standing before you now is a ethereal elderly gentleman, about 6 foot tall, long, very long greying beard, almost just past his waist. He's very, very short, close cropped white hair, wearing dark, what you would you can't really tell colour because it's all ethereal, that sort of bluey ethereal colour, but Fiala would know that he'd be wearing a dark green robe over leathers, and he stands here with his hands sort of clasped in front of him, in front of his waist, and walks forward a few paces right up to Fiala, and then without saying anything at first just reaches a hand out and caresses the side of Fiala's face, smiles softly, then turns to the rest of you and says to you, "You've all done very well. The time draws near where you will face the most dastardly creature you've ever seen. Sadiq, you've grown very strong in your resolve to come from almost nothing to where you stand now is a great accomplishment. You will revenge your clan, I have no doubt. You have remained loyal to young Fiala. I am pleased that you have stuck by her." He then turns to Alessandros. "We have been watching you for some time, young one. For we knew your parents well. They protected and fought for Fiala all this time. You too shall wreak your revenge. We have watched you with great import and wonder to see which path you would take. I'm very pleased that you've chosen this path, the path of righteousness and justice." And then he walks over and stands in front of you and puts both hands on your shoulders and says to you directly, I know you feel somewhat betrayed, but it was necessary. This is something that she did not wish to happen, but we really had no choice. You are the glue that holds this group together, and I believe that you too will find redemption. Then he steps back and addresses you all. You are all family, although not bound by blood. You are bound by something far greater, a sense of right, a sense of justice. We all know that Kosis must die. Whatever he believes he is doing, whether he believes it right or wrong, he is no longer the Drake he once was. He is a great threat to these realms and must be destroyed. I have no doubt in my mind that you, with one other, will be the tool to achieve this. Your next objective is to, I sense that you will be going after Cass the Vampire. Once you have defeated him, find the relics that are beneath his keep. There you will also find an ally.
And what's this ally's name?
Cannot give you the name, but you will know them when you see them.
Alright. And you are?
Oh, forgive me. My name is Begilia. I was Fiela's ward for a time. The Enclave entrusted her to me when she was just a young dragon. And at the time of my passing, he imbued me with a part of her spirit, her soul, which enabled me to become more than what I once was. It has enabled me to come to you now and offer these insights and advices. Know that I'm always watching, and Fiela can call me at times. If I'm able, I will aid you the best I can. But as I said, you are all family, regardless of what you must feel at this moment. Betrayals are a part of life. But in the end, those in this room will prevail if those that are in this room stick together. And with that, he then steps back to you, Fiela, and says, I'm so very proud of what you have done and what you've achieved this day. It must have been hard for you to lie and deceive people you care about. But we always knew this would have to happen. Now we can move forward and help humanity of this realm. Help them prosper and grow. Hopefully they will learn by these mistakes. And in time, who knows? Things will be different. And with that, he sort of again holds a hand up to your face, looks at you, smiles softly again, and turns. As he walks, just slowly dissipates and disappears.
So that was Begilia. Yeah. I guess we have to go fight Cass.
Not right now. Got an appointment with someone else first.
Yeah, Coram.
Yeah, him too.
This big dealia.
Big deal. Yeah.
This big dealia you speak to that showed herself to us.
Himself.
Yes.
All you look the same to me. Fully trustworthy then.
Yes.
How does the name, how is its name spelled?
Bigilia. You would recognize the name as named for the Bigilia Mountains and the Bigilia region of Paradigm, which is to the east of where you come from here.
Just checking. If you trust this person, thing, being, spirit, then I hope it doesn't stab us in the back.
He has actually aided us before.
Nemaris aided us and Inarie aided us.
True. But I
Hit.
don't sense any malcontent.
That's a good
Although-
point.
Yeah, roll an insight hit if you wish to.
Hit would like to.
And anyone else who wants to gauge a sense of Bigilia's sincerity can roll an insight check also if you wish.
Oh shit, that is heaps. My math is not good. 25.
25, holy crap. Yeah, after what you said, you sort of think about it, and you think about what he said to you, you think about what he said to each person and what he said to the group, and you get no sense of any falsehoods or untruths at all. He seems 100% on the level and 100% truthful.
Hit pulls forth the little ash grey skull, and he holds it up and he says, "From this day forward, I warn the rest of you, by the power of Grey Skull, if anyone is traitorous from here out, they shall answer to me."
Are we going to refer to you as Skeletor from now on? Or-
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Is you taking your skeleton on tour all over the land with this compass? Ah? No. Okay.
I am unsure as to what you are getting at. Anyway, are we going to Gatton?
Yes, we're going to Gatton.
Yes, we're getting.
Getting out of here.
Yep.
No.
The puns.
lead the way, Hit. Please.
No, Hit will follow behind so he can watch all of your backs.
Okay, well, point the bloody direction, because I don't remember which way Gatton was.
Hit opens the compass from the skull, and he goes, knowing the direction of Gatton for sure is in the compass,
Yes,
and he turns in the direction of Gatton. And he also has a map that helps, I'm sure.
it does, definitely. So yes, you take out your map, take out your compass, you go, alright, cool, and you point that way, which points directly to a wall because you're still inside a cave.
By the way, out of game, that was aimed at you, Adam.
Which one?
Just the Grayskull thing. You wear that shirt all the time. It was a long joke. I've been doing this for so long. Not today. You were wearing it a while back,
No,
a
you
couple
wouldn't
of
reason.
times, and I thought,
Oh, yeah, the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm looking at it going, this is my Leonardo shirt. So,
No. If you look back through some of the episodes, you will see a few Masters of the Universe t-shirt wearings, and I had to do it. Nonetheless, back to game.
Right.
Because he is not happy. Grumpy.
So
No, I will
you
watch
exit.
from behind.
Yes, so you exit the cave and start traveling in the direction of Hit's instructions back down the mountain. It does take you several hours to rescale the mountain back down to the base of it. No need for extra checks this time. You've all rugged up reasonably well. Hit and Fiala obviously not feeling the cold at all. The rest of you have your cloaks and extra bits and pieces you gathered from the guild. You do get to the base of the mountainous range. Now, without your horses, it is going to take you a complete day to travel from the mountain base to Gatton itself. So you will have to camp at some point, probably about halfway back. So I will need everyone initially to make a perception check as you exit the base of the mountains, heading back towards Gatton. Sadiq first.
10.
10. Alessandros. You're muted, Trash, by the way. Has he figured out how to unmute himself on the phone? What was your sorry? 21?
21.
Okay. Hit.
11.
11 and Fiala.
I keep glancing back at Het instead with a 5.
So yes, so with a 21, Alessandros, you'd be the one that notices that you seem to be being followed. You're not sure by what or by who, but you are being tracked by something. Every now and again you see a figure dart from one tree to the next, and then on the other side, figure dart from a bush to a bush. You're not sure what it is or who it is. It's very, very quick, and you only just sort of catch it out of the corner of your eye, but they have been with you from the time you left the base of the mountain.
It's windy on this mountain.
I know,
Jeez.
right? Jeez.
It sounds like he's driving somewhere instead.
Or every time you speak, all we get is...
Damn those fast.
You might want to leave and rejoin, Trash. Or just type out what you need, what you're trying to say, and all.
Why? What?
Oh, there you go. Did you not hear what I said?
What?
Oh, God. Did you not hear what I said?
Where we're being followed.
Yes.
So, I'm going to... I'm assuming I'm in the middle somewhere of the party, seeing hits behind and
Yes.
all that.
Well, you don't
I'm
have
gonna
to. You don't have to run
speak.
single file. You can sort of move in a group.
I'll tell the group in a low whisper so it can't be overheard that we're being...
You're being followed, apparently, because you cut out again, Trash.
So
God.
I'm assuming instead of using a low whisper so that we all can hear, he's using his ring of sending whispering.
Yeah, that
so that
works.
That works, yeah. That would work.
I forgot about hearing you,
So, with that information, what do you guys do?
With the earring of sending, I'm just going to tell them, carry on as normal. I'm going to stealth it, see if I can't catch this person.
You know there's more than one, for one thing, Alessandros. It was on multiple sides that you could see these something moving, so it's more than one.
Okay, then I'll go.
And you probably get the sense that stealthing isn't really going to help you much because they are following and tracking you right now.
Okay. Then we won't do that. We'll just carry on. Or do we make a stand?
Maybe we can set a trap.
If they're already following us, they will be seeing whatever we do. Head pulls forth his loot and he says, Sadiq, points the loot at Sadiq and says, if you're going to die, die with your boots on if you're going to die. And he gives him bardic inspiration.
Explain to...
What's that do again?
Yeah, I think it's a D8.
So for the next
D8 or
10
D10.
minutes, you have a D6 you can
Or
add
D6.
to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Great. I think I've got to roll extra too. Okay, thank you.
Yes, so you
think
feel
that was- thank you.
inspired with Het's little ditty as he You seem bolstered, ready to go. So what are you guys doing? You're going to carry on and let them follow? You're going to call them out? You're going to make a stand? What are you doing?
Is there a spot up ahead that a good confrontational, like a clearing, so that
not that you can see from your current position. It's not a dense forested area where you are. It is forested and there are bushes and stuff. That's why these guys have been able to probably track you unnoticed for quite some time. But you could continue going until you got to something more suitable if you wanted to. It's up to you. But you can't see anything at the moment. It's still fairly forested.
How much?
Pass.
right,
How much time is
You're breaking up, Trash.
Oh, I hate this.
We got how much time?
How much time?
Has it passed since I last saw them?
Probably about 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. Then let me know when I see them next.
That will be another
So,
perception check.
Yeah, we'll continue on, and once we get to a location that would be good for, to take them on, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Then.
I tell the party that I can cast something to make the terrain look like something it's not. Maybe I could make a dense forest behind us.
So
Roll 'em
give them more places to hide.
Give us more time.
Yes.
Let's
Alright.
just face them head on.
Or turn around and make a stand.
Yeah, bugger. Let's
Are you
just turn
continuing
around
to
and
walk whilst talking, or are you stopping?
Yes. Well,
yeah,
we were.
Stop and then call out. We know you're there. What the fuck do you want?
That is what I'm talking about.
And with
Okay,
that,
do that then.
as Sadiq stops, you all stop with him, I'm assuming. Sadiq stops, you call out. We know you're there. What the fuck do you want? A lone figure appears probably 40 feet in front of you. Hooded. Face covered. You can't really see a face. It's covered in shadow. And he steps out. Definitely looks male. Has that frame of a man. And says, where is she? Did you...
Who?
I think you know who.
With that, I step up and say, she failed.
And you recognize this voice almost immediately, Alessandros, as the same person that visited you a few nights ago. And threw the bloodied dagger at your feet. And he nods. You see him visibly nod. And he looks at you and he said, well, we always knew she would. We've been watching you, Alessandros, as instructed by your parents. We have been waiting for you to come into your own. Forgive me. And he steps forward and removes his hood. You can see a half-elven gentleman, darkish shoulder-length hair, pulled back in a single braid at the back. Very greenish sort of looking eyes. His ears aren't as pointed as most elves would be, so you can see, probably tell he's more human than elf. But he steps forward completely in a non-combative way, hands away from his weapons out in front, basically offering that he's not carrying a weapon, takes maybe half a dozen steps towards you, now within sort of 30 or so feet, and says, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Garrick. You have been told that I am the leader of the Fang, which is not entirely true.
At the mention of the Fang, Head pulls out the skull and readies a spell.
Okay.
Just readies.
And
Vic Bolt at third.
okay. Garrick recognizes the aggression and hit and says, "Please, we're not here to fight. As I said, I'm not the leader of the Fang as you have been led to believe. I'm in fact the leader of the Black Scorpion, which is a faction of the Fang. We
God, I'm gonna need-
knew of Inarie's contract and recruited her. She believed that she was working for us when she was not really. We have been working alongside Corum to ensure that the Fang does not succeed. The Fang has been working with Kosis and Cass from the beginning. It was Cass who destroyed the Ballon chapter, as Ariane was one of ours. We did initially believe it was you, Alessandros, until, of course, we discovered otherwise. And we discovered this when Inarie was chosen to infiltrate your ranks. We did not interfere, as I knew a group such as yours would eventually find her out, and obviously the conclusion has been made.
I want to do an insight check to see how, like, legit this guy seems so far.
Go for it. Anyone who wants to make an insight check, make an insight check if you want to see if Garrick is telling the truth.
17.
17.
Yes, hit also
25.
disbelieve.
Okay.
Nat 20 for
25.
24.
Ooh, 24, 25. And a nat 20 up in there as well.
And 22 for hit.
22 for hit, high rolls. Even Sadiq with the lowest roll of 17. He is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he
Hit
is.
blind, he has disadvantage.
Yeah, he is 100% truthful. He is telling, as far as you can tell, he's 100% truthful. He is definitely on the level. He doesn't seem to be deceitful in any way, shape, or form. Now, what I propose is, of course, Sadiq, you received a message from Corum just this morning, I understand. We are here to give you some information and offer you some insight. Cass will be returning to his keep within the week. He will be, let's say, less than guarded than he usually is. He is growing arrogant and somewhat sloppy. He does not have his full force of undead with him at this time. He believes that Inarie may have partially succeeded, therefore has lapsed.
Oh, she succeeded. She killed the dragon.
Alessandros, we both know that not to be true. And
Bugger.
he just nods gently and smiles at you, and then nods towards Fiala. As
It was worth a shot.
Does everyone freaking know?
As
Really?
I've said, we have
Good secret.
been working with Corum for quite some time. The secret, as you say, has been well kept. Corum does not yet know, however, but other members of my faction and former members of the council that fought for you have been keeping your secret for many, many years. There are 2 council members that enacted the price on your head that still live, however. That information we have not yet discovered, but we will. And when we do, we will bring that information to you, if you wish.
I would love that as soon as possible.
Because once, as you would know, Alessandros, once the contractor is no longer able to initiate said contract, that contract would cease to exist. Now, if you would permit me, you are heading back to Gatton and then on to Volant. I can
Yes.
get you
Yes.
to Gatton somewhat quicker. If you would be so kind. And he motions towards just through the trees.
Still got my hand on my sword and go, lead the way.
And he does. He turns, doesn't hesitate in turning his back on you guys, and steps through the trees. Do you all follow?
Yes.
Yes.
And as you
Head
step,
first. Sorry, head first dissipates the Vic bolt in full power at third into the snow around him. Assuming we're still in snow.
no, you're out of the snow by this point. You've been
Out of
in
snow.
the forest for a bit.
Into the ground around him at disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Yep.
There's a 18 to hit, which is at the ground.
Well,
so I just
it
assume
hits. And everyone would hear it. I mean, it's an audible spell, and it strikes the ground with some force. Because the third level
no problemo.
was a pretty powerful spell. So
But he lets it go like deliberately looking at the leader.
he doesn't really pay much attention to it. He just still turns and just walks through the narrow gap between these few trees. And as you follow and step through these trees, you come to a small clearing, which you would have happened upon if you'd kept going. And in this clearing, you see 6 or 7 other hooded figures, all hoods down, not trying to hide. No one is brandishing a weapon. A couple have a longbow strung across their back. Another one has a crossbow in hand, but it is not aimed or cocked. A mixture of elven, human. One looks like possibly half orc as well. And in the center of this clearing is one hooded figure that you can only assume is a mage or a caster of some description. And as you start to approach, you see Garrick give this character a nod, and in that instant they start casting, moving their hands and muttering arcane terms, some of which you would understand, and a portal opens on the ground as you approach. And he says, "Quickly now, you have a short time. This will take you to Gatton, where you can retrieve your horses and return to Volant. I will be in touch." Do you guys step through the portal?
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
Follow het.
And in a few seconds, you all step into the portal. A familiar feeling. You've all done it several times now. And then you sort of step out, half stumble, and you are, in fact, standing outside the gates of Gatton. The gates are open. The guards are there. They sort of get a bit of a fright as you sort of step out of thin air. Well, where'd you come from? Who are you? Guards you've not seen before. Sort of one's got a spear out. The other one's sort of looking at you, looking around, trying to figure out what the hell's just gone on.
Hold up the necklace.
Which is Corum's seal, I believe.
The one that Fiala
I
made
hold up,
for us?
yeah, the Lions of Alond.
Oh, the Lions of Along necklace. Okay, cool. The one guard sort of recognises it and relaxes a little bit, and he sort of says, it's all right. Gerald, just stand down. These guys are the good guys. It's okay. God, you gave us a fright. I mean, you shouldn't do that. Oh, man. Whew, I think I might have to go change my breeches. Oh, man.
Hit looks around for the horses.
You cannot see
Yeah,
them
we're
from where
out.
you are. The stables are inside the gates. But at the moment, you can you see the gates, you can see the stables, but you can't see your horses from this point at this point in time. I suppose you're going to catch up with Imwell then. Oh, just don't do that again. Holy crap! My chest. And he's clutching his chest and sort of leaning against the fence, sort of resting his head. And it's like,
You'll be all right. Just settle down. Take a couple of breaths. Get over it.
Sorry.
whew.
We've
Oh,
got
Jesus.
things to do.
God, you magical types, you do my head in, I tell you.
It's not
Are you
magic,
not a
it's-
guard?
We're just awesome.
I'm just, I'm a farmer. Our guards all got killed during the demon raids. I've been conscripted. I've only been a guard for like 2 weeks. Holy crap! I'll get used to it, but holy hell!
Listen, Juan, don't show your fear. Stand up,
Oh,
breathe
geez.
in.
And he sort of
Act like
looks.
an adult.
He looks at you, sort of cocks his head a little bit quizzically, and he sort of stands up, half by pokes his chest out. He's got a real big pot belly, and it sort of sticks out under his tunic a little bit, so you can see the skin of his gut hanging out underneath. The uniform doesn't really fit him very well. He sort of pulls his shield up and his spear and tries to stand up straight. And you guys will probably tell he's probably had a little bit to drink too. He's not exactly sober. A little bit bloodshot in the eyes and not so steady on his feet.
I'm not seeing anything bad about drinking on the job, but you might want to keep it to a minimum. And look, we've got to go.
Oh, excuse me. Right then. In you go. I think. Yeah, whatever. And he just sort of waves you through the gate. Where are you guys heading? To the stables or to the guild house?
We'll collect the horses if you wish.
Don't think we really need to go to the guild house. We'll just go straight to the stables.
Straight to the stables, because by this time you've travelled almost on. The teleport sped up. It's about half a day, so it's just after lunchtime, so about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So straight to the stables. You get to the stables, and there is a stable hand there, young guy, probably looks in his late teens, human, scruffy, sandy blonde hair, and he's got a pitchfork and he's just shoveling some hay for the few horses that are there. And you do indeed see the horses that you sent back at the stables. And he hasn't noticed you. He's just shoveling hay into a big trough that looks like to feed the horses.
Hit activates speak with animals, and he tells the horses that they did well. And then he turns to the group and says, in normal voice, and says, as soon as we have the horses, if we bring them over to the circle, I will use the scroll, and we can teleport straight to Valond. That will leave us one more charge on the scroll.
You would probably realize that the horses and you guys, even though the circle in Valond is the room's probably big enough, horses inside is probably not such a good idea, and they may not fit up the spiral staircase that will lead out of the Valond circle.
Hit did not think that far through.
How far is it from here to Valond?
2.5, 3 days ride.
And if we go hell for leather?
If you really push the horses and run the risk of killing your horses, 1.5 days.
We could pay to have the horses sent back, and I could fly you guys there.
Or we could just use the teleport scroll I have and leave the horses behind again, like we always do.
Well, they're your horses.
I say we pay to have them
Well, we
sent.
could always come back this way.
Or sell them to Stable Boy here.
Is that option too?
Sell the horses.
Hold on, Yildri. Are you hungry?
Not particularly yet.
A beast your size, I would assume, would need to eat a lot as I do.
Are you hungry, Het?
Het would normally be hungry, yes. But currently he is not. There's something blocking the pit of my stomach.
What would that be?
I don't know. I'll let you know when it's gone. Nonetheless, I couldn't fit a horse in one gulp like you could.
Or we could like pay someone to go to Valond with all the horses. And, we just pick them up from there when they arrive.
That is a good idea. I'm glad I wasted bardic inspiration on you.
I'm so inspired to come up with awesome ideas for you, Het. All right.
It only lasted 10 minutes. You wouldn't have been able to use it anyway, but you, nonetheless.
Yeah, that's all right.
So what is the decision?
We'll do that. We'll go to the guild house and see if we can get someone to take our horses.
Okay, so you head to the guild house. You get to the guild house, and Imel's not there, but there is a few guildies hanging around. A few looks like young guild members. These might be relatively new recruits. One of them is a young human boy, about 19 years old. Looks like he might be a fighter. He's carrying a fairly sturdy shield, longsword. He's got mail armor on. Looks like he hasn't really been in many battles. Not really scarred up at all. He's pretty young, and the moment he sees you guys, it's like, wow! And he stands up, and you can see, hey, are you them? Hey, are you Sadiq? Please tell me, Sadiq. And you're Hit, and you're Fiala, and you're you got to be Alessandros. You guys are the Lions, right? Oh, tell me the Lions, please. You got to be there.
Yes, maybe. Who are you?
I joined the guild just to meet you guys. I want to be an adventurer and slay dragons and do all the cool stuff you guys are doing. It is so awesome.
Cool. We've got a job for you there.
Anything you want. Consider it done. Anything for the Lions.
Awesome. We have 5 horses that need to get back to the Vallon in good working order.
Consider it done. I'll get right on it. Anything else? Cool. Anything else at all?
Don't slay dragons. They're too dangerous.
Okay. But
ogres.
Ogres?
Yeah.
Sure, definitely. Can I ask you guys a favor though? Can I Sadiq? Can I really? You see, I got my little sister. She just loves you. Can I get your guys' autographs? You guys are awesome. You guys are so famous. Can I get you guys? And he's come up with a little notebook, like it's a little leather bound notebook, and if he opens up the first couple of pages, you can see that he's got Brett and Hart's signed it for him. It looks like Coram has signed. He's managed to get Coram's signature in there somehow. I don't know how he's managed that, but he's got Coram's signature in there. Looks like he's got Alder Grimm, who is currently the champion of the Lond, is in there. There's a bunch of names that you guys recognise. He sort of flips through the pages, finds a page, and this page, it's almost the centre page of this book. And at the top, he's got, in pretty neat-looking calligraphy handwriting, the Lions of the Lond, and he's got little pictures, and they look not dissimilar to you guys, but I mean not exact. Namaris is there, crossed out, as like scribbled out, like you can see that he's got Namaris' picture, but it's got a kind of a jagged scribble through there. There is no Inarie picture there, however. But he's scribbled Namaris' face out. Gillian's picture's still there, not scribbled out, but it's still there, and Azalan's picture's there, and Azalan has signed it as well.
I'm gonna ask everybody, guys, can we? I got an idea.
Come on, guys, can you? I mean, Azalan signed it for me like just 2 weeks ago. He's such a cool dude. You guys are awesome. It'd be an honor, and I'll definitely make sure your horses get to Vallon like straight away. As soon as I'm done here, I'll be on my way.
So,
please.
I think I can do something. Can I ask? I'm going to ask everybody, like Ali and Het and everybody, to gather in, and I want to use Druidcraft to like hold up a canvas. It starts painting us like a selfie, and hand it to him.
Are you going to sign it afterwards?
And then it's I'll sign it. It's up to them if they want to sign it.
I'm going to sign Sadiq in Infernal.
Crayon.
Hey, that works. It's up to you. Does everyone else sign Alessandro's hit?
Yeah, I'll sign in Infernal as well.
Hit signs it, and then he breaches the boy's mind telepathically and says, "If you ever touch a dragon, white especially, I will kill you myself."
And you can see his eyes go real wide for a moment, and he just nods like really quickly. It's like he doesn't say anything at all. He just nods emphatically. You definitely get the impression that he got the message loud and clear. But he takes the portrait with the signatures and carefully, like you see him extremely carefully, folds it up and puts it inside this notebook, binds the notebook up with his little leather strap and puts it into his pack. And he then goes around each of you and sort of just grabs your hand, even without sort of doing it, just grabs your hand and shakes your hand like really quickly. Like, thanks very much. So to the stables or to the guild house? Where do you want the horses?
To the guild house.
Guild house, right? Definitely, awesome. I will. If you need anything, just let me know. Oh, by the way, my name's Tom. Tom Sawyer. Just remember that. I'll anything you need. Okay, anything at all. I'm yours. I'm your servant.
Telepathically
Anything.
back in his head says, "Get the fucking horses and go."
Okay. Bye. And he then scoots outside, like he's gone. And you get the impression he's going to get your horses there super quick.
Lovely person.
And with that, your horses will be travelling safely to Belmont. So you hope.
Well, Tom Sawyer's going to be on the shit list if he doesn't. So,
You wouldn't know that anyway. Well, you wouldn't know that Hit had threatened him.
No one would have heard
oh,
it.
no. He'd be on the shit list because he's lost our horses.
We lose our own horses all the time.
No, they're someone else's horses. I don't mind losing someone else's horse. It's my horse.
That's fair.
All right, so
I need my cup of tea. Hang on, I lift my mask up.
we'll
So you have 2 charges left on your Valond port.
we'll go outside and use it, I guess. It was better than using it in here. Actually,
You've got the room to use it in the guild hall. There's room for it.
no, just for shits and giggles, go out back where that guard was, cast it there, and then disappear right in front of him.
You got to go back out to the main gate.
Yep.
Hit thinks that's a great idea and does it.
So you all head out to the main gate as the guards sort of, as they see you coming, sort of stand up. Right, the guard stands up, his guts hanging out of his shirt still, stands up, and you can see he's sort of trying to put something inside his vest. You can only assume it's probably a water skin filled with not water. Puts it back in there and is standing up as straight as he can. His cheeks are a little bit redder than previously, and you, in full view of them, cast the spell hit.
No, Hit. Well, at first, Hit grabs out the little ashen grey skull. He holds it up to the guard's face and he says, "Repeat after me." And he makes the guard, tries to make the guard repeat the spell incantation from the scroll. And he says, "Himan." Say it, damn it.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, I'm so good at these. Oh, at disadvantage for...
At disadvantage for exhaustion. Actually, straight roll, because it'll be an advantage. Make it a straight roll.
Okay, so
Because he's already scared of you guys anyway, so...
that is 28.
Holy crap. He goes, what was that?
Himan,
Himan,
Unda, Masters of the
Univers.
And then the portal will appear right in front of us.
And do you all step into it the moment it opens?
Shaking my head all the way.
And as you guys step into it one by one, disappearing into the portal, I'm assuming you're going to walk in backwards so you can see the reaction on this dude's face.
Yes,
And
watching him the whole time.
his eyes are wide and he's not sure what just happened. He is scared, he's impressed, he's just, the emotions running through his head right now. And just as you step onto the portal and just before you disappear, he passes out.
As I step in last into the portal, I scream out, "I have the power!"
And with that, you vanish into the portal and within seconds are stepping out in the portal room of the Arcanist Potter Room in Vallon City.
Yelling out that he has the power.
And yeah, completing that that I have the power as you come in, and standing there as usual is the young acolyte that normally greets you as you enter, because you never announce yourselves coming, but they always seem to know that you're arriving as the portal activates. And she again bows politely and welcome home, Lions. And she sort of looks around quickly. One of you is missing. Will she be returning shortly or at another time?
God, I hope not.
Not anytime soon, I hope. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no matter. Please
she does,
follow
she
me.
has a large climb.
And she sort of looks at you with a strange look and doesn't say anything, and leads you back out to the main foyer of the Arcanist, where again several acolytes are milling around. The young lady that you normally deal with at the somewhat like counter foyer area is there, and she gives you a polite nod and a smile as you guys move through and back. So where are you guys heading from here? Straight to Quorum's, back to the guild house?
I'd say straight to Quorum.
Yeah, get it over and done with.
Okay.
House.
Before we go any further than that, we will take a short break here. We will get coffee and pee and all the rest of it. We will return with the conversation with Quorum Mordan very, very shortly. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us tonight. Hey there everybody. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Interesting show somewhat this evening thus far. I did not expect Nutty to do what she did, so that was a surprise. The outcome, however, I was not surprised at. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, dude. It's like, wow, it's two of Nutty's characters you guys have killed off in this campaign.
I didn't do it.
But we will be right back in just a few moments. We will play a short ad break as well, but we will see you very shortly. Right,
Huge.
we are
Price
back.
It was going to
And
come
so
in
we-
and take you down.
Yeah, I kind of figured something was going to happen, but welcome back. We are back. Welcome back, ladies and germs. Yeah, I'll have to change portraits and all sorts of stuff now. But that's the whole reason we have a new overlay, because I kind of figured something else was going to happen and someone would possibly die, whether it was Alessandros or Inarie. So I had to come up with something. So that's why we have the skull over Inarie there. But yes, as far as another character for Nutty is concerned, there is potential for her to play another character for the remainder of the campaign. Coram may decide to offer aid for you guys at some point in the form of another character. I'll sit down and have a chat with Nutty about that. But apart from that, if Nutty's happy to not roll another character, then she'll sit out for the remainder of the campaign. She will be here with us on Sunday nights, modding and hanging out with us anyway. But we'll just see. I'm going to talk it out with her and see what she wants to do.
Oh no, we'll get Drax in.
Right, so we will now return to the city of Valond as the Lions head to Coram Mordan, the Lord of Valond and leader of the realms, who has requested they return to him as soon as they are able. So you make your way, knowing the way without even much of an upward glance these days. You've been there several times, you know how to get there. The guards, or pretty much all of Coram's elite guard, now know who you are. They know you as you approach. They don't question you guys as you approach. They allow you through the gates. Coram's manservant, again the one who never speaks, is an elderly gentleman, just again nods in recognition as you come to the door, opens the door and waves you into Coram's office. Coram is there waiting for you, sitting at his desk, hands clasped in front of him, and sort of motions for you all to sit down in the comfy chairs that you've all sat at. As you all seat yourself, he sort of looks towards the door and then looks back to you guys, expecting, doesn't say anything, just sort of gives you an interesting look, and you all know that he's kind of inquiring without inquiring as to where Inarie is.
Did you know that Inarie was a double agent?
He gives you a bit of a sly look and says, well, I did not know for sure, but I suspected, yes.
Little bit of foreknowledge would have been nice. You tried to debrain the debrainless one. Luckily, didn't succeed.
Well, clearly, you're all sitting here. You're all more than capable of defending oneselves.
So, you have...
Ah, yes, information. Of course. Cass will be returning to his keep within the week, and we have it on good authority that he will most likely be on limited protection detail. 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 vampire spawn, 30 to 50 skeletal warriors, which would be no match for the likes of you. They're just, again, more resistance before you would get to him, I would imagine. But from what I understand, no magic users at all, apart from maybe him. We're not entirely sure of his capabilities, but he will definitely be more vulnerable than usual. So if you act quickly, you may be able to turn the tide of this war.
Where will you be?
He'll be at his keep, definitely.
So he's heading back to his keep right now? And
he will be there within the week.
Guard.
Yeah, he will be there within the week. He's definitely
What
on his
has
way back.
happened that has made him so vulnerable? He usually doesn't do that.
I believe he's become somewhat arrogant and complacent with recent events. I believe he believes he's got the upper hand, and the Lions' exploits haven't been heard of much in the past few weeks. So I think he may even believe that you guys have become somewhat fractured. I do hope that is not the case. Do you remain strong and true within yourselves? Because that is the only way you will defeat him.
Well, we're all fighting for the common goal, so that unites us. But
Fractured.
there's been a
Is
little
that
bit
enough,
too much.
though, is it, Sadiq, to be fighting for a common goal? Your
Well,
friendships and your companionships bond you more greatly than just a common goal. Is that in jeopardy? Is that what I'm sensing here?
it's
Look at
been
the
an
job
interesting time period. But I think we can do the job.
Well, I certainly hope so, because if you are not all working together 100%, Cass will know it. He will use it, and you will fail.
But yeah, so where can we bump into this individual to
I think your best bet would be to move to his keep and be there when he arrives. Do not let him into his keep because it is well fortified. But if you were able to attack him before, maybe on the bridge leading to his home or just outside his home, he will be unsuspecting, taken by surprise. And then of course we have the artifacts which we believe that are in his possession, which are at his keep as well.
which will help us against curses. Yes.
Oh, most definitely. You have some of the items already which will help you greatly in this fight, but those last few will almost ensure a victory. Most definitely.
So I'm going to look over at Het and Ali and say, do you think Aslan would be able to get his forces together that quickly?
I would assume so. Azalan is very capable.
So,
And
Do we have a way to get in
at
contact
that
with him?
moment, Coram grabs a bell on his desk and rings it. And the door opens, and in walks a familiar half-orc. Or orcish gentleman. More orc than half-orc.
Bash!
Indeed, Bash. Mr. Aslan will be more than ready. If he can't come himself, me and some of the boys will definitely give you a hand at taking down that fucking vampire.
Excellent. I like how you speak, Bash.
You
And
still have your
he's-
earring, Bash?
Yep. It's,
Nose ring.
it's more a nose ring. It made me sniffle a little bit, but it kind of tickles.
Hey.
But it's still there.
It's an interesting feeling when it gets cold, Bash.
Yeah, you tell me. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but kind of cool at the same time, you know. But me and the boys, we're ready whenever you are. I got some good boys together. We got a good ranger, better than that. Where is Miss Inarie? He's better than her
And-
anyway. He's a good shot.
And at that, I'm going to close my eyes and go, she's exactly... I'm telling him exactly where she is.
Oh yes, you still have the brand on her, so yeah, you know. And he looks at you and goes, right, okay. So do you tell him why she's there, or just that she's there?
Tell them that we had another trader in our party,
In this case,
which was dealt with.
he sort
swiftly.
of rolls his eyes back and goes, oh fuck. Right, well, the boys I got are loyal. They're loyal to Mr. Aslan, and they're loyal to you guys if you need them. I'd say we've got a good ranger, we've got my axe, we've got another dude that is a bit of a Healy fella. He can handle some of the Healy stuff. He's pretty good too. And if you need it, we've got this Goliath fella. He's bigger than me, but not quite as good. But he's good up front. You know what I mean? So we got 3 or 4 dudes that will definitely help out. We can handle. Mr. Coram says that the cast has probably 30-40 skeleton dudes. We can handle them no problem. You don't have to worry about them. You can just focus on the big man himself, and we'll take care of all the little fellas. We can probably even keep some of them vampire spawn busy while you do your thing, right?
That would make it a lot easier. Yes.
I said I'll
Alright.
try and get hold of Mr. Aslan and see if he will come with us, but I can't guarantee anything. But you got us guys for sure.
We need to have a good night's sleep. And I'll look at Het in particular and say, some more than others.
Yes, Het's eyes are completely bloodshot.
But I think we've got a week. So we take a couple of days to gather, get everything we need together. And we go deal with one part of this. Try.
Why do we have a week?
Well,
Well, he
within a
will-
week he'll be going
yeah.
back to his keep.
He will
So
be there within
So-
the week. We're not sure. You might have 3 or 4
Yeah.
days. If you want to get there before him, I would suggest
Yes.
that you leave within maybe a day or 2.
how
Het's
far
thinking,
is
get
this
there
from
and
here?
He is in Kiran Math, which is very far south. You would have to travel the ocean. So you would have to. We could possibly get you to the coast. Do you do that in front of everyone, Fiona?
No.
You sure?
Could do this and wink at Sadiq and Het and Allie.
Coram would see it 'cause he's sitting right in front of you. And he goes, "Ah, yes, of course, young Fiela, or should I say, Ildri the White. It is nice
I
to
think it's meant to
finally-
be a secret.
It's a really big secret, yeah.
It is a secret that I've recently been informed of. But I understand the need for your deception. It does pang a little bit that we have known you all this time and you have not revealed yourself. But, under the circumstances, understandable.
Can I make a suggestion? Just thinking out of the box here.
With
With
Charlotte Saunders,
your-
please, enlighten us with your
With your
intellect.
contacts and all of that, could we have it so that Inarie succeeded in her contract in killing the White Dragon, but failing to kill Ali?
I don't know if you're aware of how contracts work in the realms of Paradigm, Alessandros, but for that to work, Ildri's heart would have to stop.
Okay.
So without her actual death, unfortunately, that contract would still be inactive, and those that have activated said contract would know that she still lives. So they know
Oh,
that you both still live, which unfortunately, as you would know, that you are now probably at the top of the Fang's hit list. Garrick has done what he can to stem this for a time, but as we have discovered in these times that not all the Fang are on the side of Cass and his ideals, as the Fang, most of the Fang are not stupid people. They understand that without people, they would make no money. And the Fang is about making money, of course. So they want the people to survive in order for them to survive. Evil versus good, balance, all that sort of thing. So Garrick came to me some time ago, and we've been working together to try and discover the identity of the remaining council members. Thorfey is still missing. We're not entirely sure what has happened to him. We have been scrying on him to no avail, but again, he is a very powerful mage, and if he wishes not to be found, then he has the abilities to cloak himself. Or if he has been kidnapped, then depending on who has him, they may also have the abilities to cloak him also. And with that, I have a gift for you all. And he hands you a box and slides it over the desk and turns it around, opens a lid, and inside the box is several small pins, like little badges. Again, this with the Vlond coat of arms on them, which is the dragon head inside the shield with the just the V of Vlond behind the dragon. These are magically warded. Wear these at all times. You will not be able to be scryed upon if you wear these. This will give you some element of surprise in your future endeavours. It's taken us quite some time to get these prepared, but we now know that Asmodeus himself grows more powerful, the more souls that Kosas and Cass send to him, the more powerful he grows, and the veils become thinner still. So he has been able to get information that we don't really want him to have. So with this, please accept it, and hopefully this will help you move forward.
Is there a spell that can detect scrying?
I believe some paladins have the ability to see that. If you can see invisibility, I believe you are able to see the scrying orb that is part of the scrying spell. So if you are able to see invisible beings, you can sense the scrying orbs.
Okay, doesn't matter then.
I'm not sure what casters have that ability. Possibly paladins, maybe clerics. Het may even be able to learn it at some point. I'm not sure.
Just a random idea.
Every little idea helps, whether you can do it or not. At least have been thinking about these things. Is there anything else you require from me before you depart?
I do have an idea. Don't think we have the time for it.
Well, what is this idea, Sadiq? Please, enlighten us.
Well, we're going to disappear from their scrying, which means they're going to click on the fact that we have warded ourselves.
Yes.
Wondering if we could actually have like a fake Sadiq, Het, Biela, Ali. So when they scry
interesting
us,
idea.
they're
So body doubles, potentially.
Yes, they're scrying those people, so they go do things in an opposite direction. So they think we're over there, but we're actually here punching them in the head.
Something to think about. Let me do some research, talk to the mages, and see if we can possibly do something of that effect. It won't be easy to find another white dragonborn in these realms. They're not a very common
Don't know if
in the realms of Paradigm. And since, unfortunately, Het's town, and he sort of looks at you, Het, and says,
FD.
but yes, we don't have many dragonborn left, I'm afraid.
Yes.
I don't mind if they scry on me. Let them come.
Half-orcs
No,
easy enough.
Het,
Wood elves.
surprise would be a very good advantage for us.
Absolutely. I don't disagree. I'm just saying I don't mind if they scry on me. I will wear this necklace until times that you tell me I have to take it off.
Badge, not necklace, but close enough.
Badge,
Badge.
necklace.
We'll add it to the other badge and the other necklace and the other necklace and the.
You've got some, yeah. You've got a magical seal. You've got I think you've got the seal of Coromordan himself, which gives you access to certain things. Yes, you got some ideas.
I'm starting to look at Sadiq's neck, and it kind of
Bling.
reminds me of Mr. T.
Yeah,
Mr.
a little
T,
bit,
yeah.
yeah. All you got to do now is grow a mohawk and you'll be fine. So with that, Coram nods to you all as he normally does in his elvish manner, and raises from his desk and motions for you all to fuck off. I mean, to leave, and bids you good day. And you are then, the day is now yours. You are probably mid-afternoon. By this time, you probably spent an hour or so with Coram discussing next course of action. You now know that you have potentially 2 or 3 days, 5 days at the outside to get to the keep, to be there before Cass gets back, and potentially get at a bit of an advantage. So now you have to just try and determine a way to get there, which is in the far south of the realms, which you all know you've been there before. You had to travel by ship to get to the coast, where coast northwest of Hit's hometown, and then you travelled by teleportation from Hit's hometown to the town of Ardenis, which by now you would have probably realised that teleportation circle no longer exists, as Cass has destroyed it. So you now have to discuss how you're going to get to Kiramath, which is the keep that Cass lives in.
It's a distance of travel.
It is a very large distance of travel. So if I go to our map reference here, you will see that you guys are currently here in the city of Bellond, and you will have to travel across the ocean to White Mountains region, and then you would have to travel all the way across through the Graven Waste, where Hit's from, through the Bagillion Mountains area where Fiala spent most of her time, and then to the Cardi River, and then on to Kiramath, which is where Ares, the township, which is more than likely under the control of Cass by now. So you have, if we bring the map out, we'll show you, you have, oh crap, a fair distance to travel from Bellond to the far southeast. By ship, it would take you 5 days to travel to the nearest coastline, and it would take you another 10 to 12 days on horseback to travel to, well, probably even more than 2 weeks to travel from the west of that island to the eastern coast.
What's the closest teleport?
Upon investigation, if you go to the Arcanus, you would find out that you could teleport probably to the coastal town of Blowy, which is yes, that's what it's called.
Calm down there.
Which is in the White Mountains regions, but it would still put you only within 2 weeks of.
Why would you call it town Blowy?
I didn't call it that. That's what the map called it. Look, and it's spelled Bloughy, Blowy, or Blowy if you want to get really technical.
I turned to the group.
We'll call it
and
Blowy
I'm
so
saying to
that Hit remains focused.
I turn to the group and I say to them,
I didn't expect you to break down over that.
Just about wet my pants.
Should have gone to toilet, John.
Someone's like, "Hey, where are you guys going?" I'm going to Blowy.
Well, down, Nutty's losing it.
Going down south.
Oh, God. Nutty's losing his shit.
Okay, now,
I turned to the group.
This is my idea. Teleport,
I
then
rolled
we use
the talk
the
first.
Fiala form of transport to get the rest of the way.
So
I
Sadiq's
turned to
made
the
his
group.
suggestion, and now Fiala speaks up.
And I say, I'm not asking anymore. Get ready at night. When you're ready to leave, let me know. And I'm going to walk toward the guild house.
How far can she travel in one night?
She would be able to travel carrying you guys.
You're muted. Evil.
You would have to ask her that because she's now walked off.
Hit is following her.
Yeah, okay. Following her and go, Fiala, how far can you travel in one night?
I can travel farther than your teleport, your boat, and your horses, and your orc ideas. So, get yourself together, make your little sedate pills, and we leave. After
Takes longer.
at rest.
Well, okay. Do it. Stick pill. That's a good idea. Yes, do it then. Right.
Channeling a little fiddle step.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that.
So do you tell them how far you can travel, or do you just is that all you say?
That's all I say.
Okay.
They're just gonna have to learn to trust again.
So Fiala walks off towards the guild house. You all follow her, and it takes you a couple of hours to traverse the city to get back to the guild house. You get back to the guild house, and standing or sitting in one of the tables is a human man. Stands about 6 foot tall as he stands to greet you as you walk into the room. Has a large scar running from the top right of his forehead across his face, down his nose, down his left cheek, all the way down to his collarbone and down his neck. He is wearing a black cloak with fur lined, like it's fur lined around the top, like a fur lined hood. He's wearing dark leathers, and on the front of the leather is the Lion's logo. Welcome home, Lions. I am the new headmaster here.
Ah.
You are to be commended for your looking after of my position. However, I'm not here to judge you or to rule over you. This is a position that I have been asked to take over because of my experience in the world.
Who asked you?
Coram Modan, of course. I've been a member of this guild for 25 years. Forgive me, I must introduce myself. My name is Lyle, and I am honored to meet you all.
So hang on, Lyle. Lyle, you're a lion of Valond?
No, you are the Lions of Valons. I am just now well, of course, head lion, so to speak.
You wear the mark of the lion, therefore.
Some call me the lion or the leon, but Lyle will do.
Where are you from, Lyle?
I am from all over. I've traveled many realms. I've been to the Shadowfell. I've been to the Feywild. I've adventured for many years. But alas, I am getting too old.
Sorry, Hit pulls out his grey skull. And he says, "By the Maid of Iron, I look for the truth." And he casts Zone of Truth in the room all around them.
Okay. Do anyone get a save from it if they wish to attempt to save from it?
Correct.
Do they know it's been cast?
Correct.
What
they
is the
know
save?
a spell has been cast and they get to make a save, a charisma save.
Lyle does not make the save. He will automatically fail. He chooses not to make the save.
The Zone of Truth is a 15-foot sphere, so I believe it will get our team as well.
It will, yes. So if anyone on the team wishes, you know Hit's cast a spell. You feel in your mind, you feel the pressure on your minds. You understand what it may do. You are able to make the save if you wish, or not if you also wish. It's up to you. So, with that, Lyle sort of looks at you, Hit, after watching you cast the spell and says, a Zone of Truth. Please ask your questions.
What is your name?
My name is Lyle. Lyle Leonet.
What are you doing here?
I am the new headmaster of the Lions of Volant, or the Black Lion Guild.
That stands up. Hit turns and faces Sadiq and says, "Are you a member of the Black Fang?"
No.
Good. Just testing. He turns back to Lyle and says, "Are your intentions here?" Good.
Why, of course, we are all here to defeat the mighty Corsair and Cass. This is our goal, yes?
Correct. Head turns to Alessandros. Are you really against the Black Fang and with us now?
Blah, 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 blah.
Did you make a save? If you did not, I don't know, DM. You might have to find that out.
Did you make a save, Alessandros?
No,
You speak in
No.
Infernal.
So you have to speak the truth.
the Black Fang can rot in hell for all I care.
I didn't really understand that at all. Did anyone get that?
The Black Fang can rot in hell for all he cares.
Okay. Are you on
Or
our
she
side?
cares.
Yes.
Do you want to kill Yildri?
No.
Wow, that took ages to answer.
But he can't tell a lie, so you know it's the truth.
That is true, but that still took ages to answer.
It did.
It turns back to Sadiq. Do you like making traps?
No, because they don't always work.
That's a good answer. I struggled a couple of times after you taught me a ways back. Head turns to Ildri. Do you really want to put down Kosis?
Do I say whatever's in my head, or I have to answer
You
him?
have to answer truthfully.
Okay.
Well, they can.
Well,
As long as they tell the truth, they can dance around.
yeah, as long as you don't lie. You don't have to be, like, direct, but as long as you don't lie.
No, it doesn't bring me any joy bringing Kostas down, but it has to be done, so I will do it.
That is a good answer as well.
I has a question for you, Mr. Head.
Far away, I don't tell lies.
Where do your loyalties lie? Are your loyalties with your friends, or for yourself?
My loyalties are with everyone I trust, including myself. Do I trust everyone here? No. Have I good reason to trust everyone here? Probably not.
Do you think
Any more questions?
Do you think that this mistrust will fracture your group and destroy you all?
No.
Fair enough. Well, in saying that, welcome home. The guild is at your disposal, as always. You are afforded a little more, shall we say, privilege than most, of course. As interim headmasters, you will have the best rooms and everything you need in your journey, for your journeys. Do not hesitate in reaching out if you need any assistance. I am at your service. And he bows quite deeply. And please excuse me while I attend to my duties. And he
I
moves.
have one request.
Yes, of course.
Have Inarie removed from the roster.
And he bows. He gives you that sort of like he puts his heels almost very German, but he's obviously sounds more French than German. But heels together and gives you a sharp bow and moves to the headmaster's office. And with that, you are left to your own devices in the guild hall to do what you wish with the rest of this day before turning in.
Hit drops zone of truth.
And Cyril, the gimpy servant, wanders through gives you guys a bit of a wave and asks if you are hungry. You guys want any food? You good? I'm willing. I'm going to start cooking soon. If you're hungry.
Yeah, I'll have something to eat.
Cool. Give me, I don't know, half an hour, and I'll bring something out. You want your drink as well?
Yeah, I'll have something to drink.
So he'll bring out Seth. Sorry, not Cyril. He'll bring out after about 25 minutes. So he brings out a platter of different foods. He knows what you guys generally like to eat, so he brings out what you would normally eat, and 2 or 3 big pitchers of mead, and a pitcher of water, and he knows Sadiq likes his whiskey, so he brings out some whiskey and stuff as well. I know Sadiq doesn't like his whiskey. It was
mead.
That was not Namaris. It was a whiskey drinker. But yeah, so the mead, and that's all on table. Some water, raw meats for Het if he's hungry, and cooked foods and bits and pieces. So he's a full feast laid out for you guys. During the course of this time, if you sit and eat, a few other guildies come in and eat, and they sort of come and go. Some retire to the rooms upstairs. You guys, is there anything you wish to discuss during your meal before potentially turning in for the evening?
Het sits quietly.
Fiela,
I just sit
anything?
quietly glancing at Het when he's not looking, and then I'm just gonna get up and probably turn in, I think.
Okay. As you, the first to probably turn in, you get to the top of the stairs and you notice that the first 5 rooms, first room has your name on the door. You open the door and it looks a little different. It looks a little nicer than it used to. It seems to be, the blankets are a lot nicer. The bed has got a better mattress on it. It's not just the typical guild straw mattress. Looks like it's probably a feather mattress. Really nicely done. The desk has parchment and ink and quills. The room just looks a lot nicer than previously. If you were to look at the other doors as you go down the corridor, the next room had a plaque on it, but it's now missing. You would only assume that it was potentially a room for possibly Inarie or maybe Namaris, whatever. It just was for someone else, but there's no name. You go to the next door and it has Het's name on it. Sadiq's, Alessandro's. The guild has, or someone in the guild, whether it's Quorum or someone within the guild, the new headmaster has seen fit to give you guys your own private rooms and has dressed them up somewhat. Who is the next to retire or say anything at dinner? Alessandros, have you got anything to say while eating before retiring? Yes,
phone
no.
might be broken.
I think his phone might be broken. We'll say he's got nothing to say and he goes to bed. Sadiq, do you have anything to say?
I'm going to look at Het and go, so how are you doing, Het?
Het is honest, and it says, I am doing as well as can be expected for someone who has lost their entire family and can't trust too many people around him. But fear nothing, Sadiq. I trust you, and I trust Ildri, and I trust Ellie. I am just struggling at this point in time.
So has your feelings for Fiela changed?
That's a tough one. No, and yes.
No and yes. So...
Well, I don't know what is real. I thought Fiela was real, but it turns out she is a dragon in disguise. So I don't know if I've really got to know the real person there or not. Therefore, I told her that it will have to wait until all this is over.
I think Fiela's feelings for you were true.
She gave you a part of herself. You carry it with you all the time.
Pardon, what now? Is that
Look at-
metaphorical?
Look at your book head. It's made from her scales.
Head gets
Your-
out his notebook and his quill.
Yeah, and your quill is made from her scales.
And as you examine them a little bit more closely, you, after now seeing Fiela in her true form, penny drops a little bit as you examine the cover of this book and the pen and what it's made, the quill, what it's made from. You initially thought it might have been leather or something, just something that had been coloured that way, but looking at it a little bit more closely and feeling it, you recognise that similar feeling. It's very similar to your own skin, the scaly, that scaly type feeling, and it's kind of sort of it now sort of sinks in, and then you instantly, with that realization, realize that her armor was also made from the same material. Her armor was made from her own scales.
And on that note, I'm going to get up and just tap him on the shoulder and go, "You'll be fine." And then retire to bed.
And Sadiq, as you retire to your room and you open your door, you see in your room a set of fine blacksmith tools. On your desk, an alchemy set that's far newer than the ones you carry. It's fully restocked. It's got the vials, it's got all the bits and pieces that you need to do what you need to do. Again, stack of parchment, ink and quill on the desk to take notes or do whatever you need to do. And there's a letter on your desk, which is in familiar handwriting from one of the brothers at the Blood Hunters Order. And again, it reads, "Sadiq, my brother, it is good to hear that you still live and that you're still surging forward in your quest for good and justice. We wish you the best in your upcoming incursion, and if you need aid, send word. We may be able to assist you with another of our order."
And on the bottom of that, I write, "That would be awesome. Cheers."
And the moment you finish writing it, the moment you finish writing it on that parchment, your writing disappears. You know that message has been received.
And then on the other parchment, I'm going to write down the ingredients I need. Go see Squirrel or Seth or whatever his name is,
Seth.
and ask him to chase these ingredients down for me. And I'm going to give him, how much would it cost for the Sadiq pills?
Okay, so what did we say the cost was to create those?
That's the point, I can't remember.
I think it was like 15 gold or something for a complete
So I'll
set.
give him the 15 gold with the list of ingredients.
Yep, and he'll do that for you. He'll retrieve those and he'll return to your room probably after an hour or so with the ingredients.
Cool. And I'll start brewing.
You do that. Make a dexterity check at advantage with your proficiency added as well.
That would be a 26 because it was a nat 20.
Nice, natural 20 on the check for alchemy. So it takes you about an hour to craft the pills, and you craft the maximum amount allowable for your check, and they're probably the finest you've ever made. They look good. They look a lot more stable than usual, and you know that these are going to do exactly what they're intended to do at their maximum level. So with that, after a time, spend your time doing your alchemy, and you send your message, and eventually sleep takes you. In the meantime, Het and Alessandros are still down in the guild house. Alessandros, do you wish to retire? Is there anything you want to do before you retire, or anything you want to do as you retire? We cannot hear you. Type it in the chat if you can't speak it, because we cannot hear you. Yeah, sorry guys, we're having a few technical difficulties with Alessandros. You're just going to retire? Okay, so Alessandros, you get up and you go to your room, and in your room, same sort of thing. You find a set of sharpening stones that you are able to sharpen your rapiers and cleaning cloths. You find a brand new set of lockpicks, finely made lockpicks, far better than the ones you currently have. You also, again, parchment and can quill at the desk. The bed mattress is a lot softer. The room is a lot dimmer than you remember too. There is candlelight in there, but the room has been almost painted in such a way to seem a little bit darker than usual, giving you more shadows and more places to hide if you so needed to. Someone has done a really good job with your room. Het, that leaves you by yourself in the guild hall. What are you doing?
Het will give it a few minutes with his notepad. He will write a couple of things down, and he will head up and knock on Ildry's door, assuming she's not doing anything else first.
She is not asleep. Do you answer your door?
Come in.
Het steps through the door and closes it quietly. And he says, "Can we talk for a minute?"
Yeah. I'm a little scared of what you have to say.
Good, you should be very afraid.
Not so much
No.
now.
That is good. I didn't want you to be afraid. It just things are weird.
You're a bard. You're used to telling stories and singing songs. How about if I tell you one instead?
That is kind of what I was going to ask for. I did want to apologize for the zone of truth earlier, but I thought it was a good time.
Yeah. I wanted to say I was holding in a fart since quorum, but thank God you didn't ask that. That
Oh,
would have been
that,
awkward.
yes.
Oh,
okay.
is the zone? Is it still up?
No,
Or-
it's. Where did it go? You would know.
Oh, so I'm just okay.
I
You
love
were
it.
saying?
You were going to tell me a story.
Yeah. That changeling out there on our team, I would have liked to watch her grow up, but we're not supposed to interfere as dragons, as you can tell. And I got to check on her from time to time until all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, there she was, joining an adventurers guild. And at that same time, Kos's, he came back. And I knew I'd have to protect that changeling and protect everyone and fight all over again. And I just lost hope that I could even try. But I went there, and by some divine force, you guys took me in. And then, if we move this story forward, Alessandros and you and I were standing in front of Thorfinn one day. And he was giving this teleportation scroll into this pocket dimension, I think it was. And you stood up and you yelled at him, defended Yildry's choices, if you remember. And you defended her honor, if you remember. And you did it the whole time while standing next to her, and you didn't even know it. And something changed in me that day. And I went, and I took my scale, and I had this maid to remember who I am. And I had that maid, because I'm assuming he's still holding the notebook,
Correct, he was holding the notebook.
to remember That was the day that I felt. That was the day you gave me hope back, Het. So if you want to not trust me anymore, if you want to say you wish I'd have saved your family, I wished I'd have saved Sadiq's family and Ali's family and your family, but I'm not a god. I am not an oracle. I am a dragon. I am the monster that everyone wants to die. But I will fight Kosas with or without you. And I do it because of you. Just remember that. The end.
Whoa, that was heavy.
I know, I just pulled that out of my butt.
That was pretty damn cool. Actually, the reason I came in here was very, very similar. I came to tell you that I haven't lost trust in you, and that a majestic dragon, even with all the wars of the past, is still something to be remembered. And that even though I said things that probably didn't mean, and you maybe have Sadiq to thank because he did tell me that you were all cool and all. I came in to apologize and let you know that I trust you fully, and I trust Sadiq fully. But one small thing.
Yeah.
What is Alessandros to you exactly?
Her family helped save my life, so I would think of her as part of my family.
So
But
because they...
What?
Carry on.
That's not to say she won't try and kill me too. She's had to make her own choices. But I don't want to not trust her.
I think she is fully trustworthy. The Zone of Truth told us as much, but even before then I was pretty sure she wasn't just caving because you are a huge dragon with giant teeth and a gullet able to ensnare any one of us within a matter of seconds. Nonetheless, the same didn't go for Inarie. However, I think the four of us are strong as a unit. And there is a bond between the four of us which is pretty unbreakable if we can keep the strength. So it is here and you know as well as I do, I have pledged my loyalty to this quest anyway, but now I pledge my loyalty to you. Directly.
So that means you like me. Come on.
Well, yes, but...
Just a little bit.
I still have a lot going on.
Oh. Thank you,
yes.
Het.
Still like you, but nonetheless, I'm working on it. I think there is something a little broken inside all of us, but mine seems to be at the surface currently. And so I just thought I would come in and have that quick chat. That is all. I am ready to go now if you're done with me.
If it's any consolation, you always thought that I was calming the monster inside of you down, but you actually calmed this monster down as well, so I'll be here for you if you need me.
Thank you, and you are right, because you are a gigantic dragon, and that is scaring the crap out of many small children in their sleeps.
You gotta keep on talking about how big I am.
Oh, size doesn't matter to me in that respect. Yeah. It's majesticness that is out there crazy.
Thank you.
I shall leave you to retire. Good night, my lady.
Good night, Ed.
And Het goes back to his room, opens the door, and he pulls out the notepad he's still holding on to. Oops, I tapped my mic. He pulls out the notepad he's still holding on to, and he starts with his lute, writes a note, writes a line, writes a note, writes a line, and then he sort of strums and sings, "Only the good die young, all the evil seem to live forever." And that is it for Het at this point in time.
And as Het, you do enter your room, and you walk into your room, and you notice, the first thing you notice is that as the window in your room is twice the size it used to be, letting in the night sky, that night sort of thing, and the view from your room looks out over the city of Evldoa, and in the distance you can see the coast, and your room points southwards, which, you know, that direction, far off in the distance, many days travel away, is what was your hometown. You find a stack of fine parchment, a new ink and a quill. You find a book, which, if you open it up, has a number of different songs written in it, musical notes, some of which you already know, but some you don't know, which you, as you strum through them, you think, it's not bad. Someone has taken the time to find some music that they think you might like, to learn, and has offered that for you. Again, bed is a lot larger than the previous time, so you'd actually fit on this bed. But previously your feet would probably hang over the edge because you are a bit larger, and it would sag quite heavily towards the floor. It wasn't very well made. But this bed seems to be a lot sturdier and purpose made for someone of your weight and size. Very comforting to sit on a bed that is not dissimilar to one you slept on as a child and as a young dragonborn before leaving your home and travelling to Evldoa to join the Adventurers Guild. And with that, sleep takes you relatively quickly as your exhaustion sets in. You still dream somewhat. Right before you drift off to sleep, however, you hear the voice of the Steel Lady, and all she says is, "You made the right choice." And that voice just trails off, and sleep takes you. And with that, we will fade to black, and that will be the end of tonight's session, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Interesting evening. Thank you very much to everyone for joining us this evening. Again, my name is Evldoa. This is our homebrew campaign. I would like to thank everybody for joining us tonight, including Nuddy, who I'll turn her camera back on. So, yoink, there she is. So, unfortunately, Nuddy, aka Inarie, is dead. Will she be in next week's episode, which will be our 50th episode? Who knows? We will see how we go with that. There is a possibility I will get her to play one of Aslan's mercenaries.
Another traitor.
No, she'll probably play the part of one of Aslan's mercenaries, or as the Bloodhunter Order has offered aid, she may play the part of a fellow Bloodhunter sent to aid you in the battle against Cass. So we may have her in that episode on that level, or not. We haven't really. I have to sort of sit down with her and we'll have a chat about that.
Stop it. Turn her into Cass and get her.
When's the VOD upload? The VOD will be uploaded. I will do it. I will start the upload tomorrow evening, so I've got to wait roughly 24 hours before I can actually put it up legally on YouTube. So it'll be started. The upload will start tomorrow evening, so it should be ready by Tuesday. I will announce in the Twitter and in the Discord when the VOD goes up, so keep an eye on those. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, twitter.com/Evldoa. The YouTube link should be up in the spam. If not, if one of the mods could put in !YouTube, that will be will give you the YouTube link. Go check that out, subscribe, do all the good things over there. Make sure you are catching up with the VODs. Again, Wednesday night, session 2, episode 2 of the Paradigm campaign, the Strahd campaign, should I say. And we will definitely be having some fun with that. Hopefully they won't kill Nutty's character in that campaign.
Maribel's going to probably kill herself.
Well, there is that too. I mean, who knows?
She's working for Strahd, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, here you go.
Hopefully, Trashy has got some semblance of order organised for Wednesday night. If not, we'll just pretty much do what we can to sort that one out. If we have to write you out for a short time until you can get your stuff sorted, don't panic. We can do that. We'll be able to bring you back in at any stage. So don't stress too much about that.
If it really push comes to shove, we've got a laptop here. I can drop off to him. That
cool.
Should work.
So just let me know before Wednesday what we're sort of looking at there, so we can make as many sort of allowances as we can. So have we got? I'm just looking at another channel we could potentially raid. It's that one. There's no one there. It's not loading, so I'm not sure about that. Tainted Filth is streaming.
Yeah, I saw that.
Friendly Here's streaming as well. They've got 18 viewers. Oh, there's Kelgar as well. Very low view count. They're another Aussie.
It just says +3,
group.
which I assume is already done.
Oh, it's already, yeah, okay. If you put it in D&D Beyond, yeah, it's already done that.
I think we'll look at. Well, I think we'll do them. So
13 total versus that one. Give me a moment to check their AC. That'll hit them.
Oh,
give me
roll me some damage.
So, with that, guys, we are going to call it there. I hope everyone in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Awesome roleplay again, guys. XP wise, let's see. Hit, roll a d20 for me.
Damage if you got that crit.
Yeah.
And Fiona roll a d20. I'll get both of you roll a d20.
So how much? So you're saying you said 3?
Do I get
Hit
XP tonight?
No, you don't.
3 damage.
You're dead. What was yours? Hit?
Not me. That was
And he turns back into a snake and starts heading back your direction.
6. And yours?
3.
3? Holy crap, guys. That's only 900 XP.
9 XP.
We'll make it
Walking is free.
2200.
Any takers?
2200 each. We're kind of working on sort of mishmash XP / milestone at the moment anyway, so I'm not really too concerned about the XP.
The Paladin's like, yeah, actually.
But episode 50 next Sunday night, guys, make sure you were there for that. As I said before at the start of the show, we're going to do a competition for next Sunday night. I have a few Steam games to give away, so what we're going to do, Het is going to be referencing the band Metallica for his spells, and
just in general
sentences as well. So keep an eye out for Metallica song titles. You are going to want to take note of how many song titles Het references through the course of next Sunday's session. You are then going to DM them to me in the Discord or to any of the VIP, any of the minions in the Discord. So that will be Yanti, Pekka, Nutty, Drax, or myself, Trashban, I think, as well. But DM your answers, preferably to me, to make it a lot easier to track. Also on the Twitter, if you don't have Discord, if you're not a member of the Discord, follow me on Twitter and DM me on Twitter. Only answers DM to me on Discord will count, or the ones that come through the Twitter or the Discord will count. You don't have to be here to win, so you don't have to actually be in the show, but it would obviously, we're going to draw it at the end of the night, so it would definitely help if you were here. And you will win a couple of random Steam games. So I've got like 20 to give away, so we've got plenty.
Well, no, that's the rogues.
But that'll be for next Sunday, so definitely come and hang out with that. That'll be the 50th episode. So that at the end of next Sunday's episode, it's over 150 hours of content that we have provided with this story and this campaign. We've had 2 of our original players move on through IRL stuff. We've had 2 of our party members murdered by their friends. Well, technically, Inarie deserved it. I still don't think Namaris did, but that's my take on that. No worries, Trash. Hopefully get it sorted, buddy. Thank you for coming along, mate, and even in the capacity that you were. I appreciate it.
I mean, if you help them, then maybe they can.
So, with that, we will call it there. Thank you very much, and we will see you on Wednesday night.
Well, they're tied up.
Bye.
Maybe go in and help them.